once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and happy Monday. Happy Monday to all of you. I am just excited by the positivity, the support that's being offered here in the beginning. I can't tell you, man. You guys are amazing. Sincerely, thank you. Sharing the good shit. That's what today is about, man. And here, hit the like on your way in to appease, support the algorithm god, support this share of the good shit, show them some love. Thank you, Trexty. Well said. And Austin, it's true, man. All we have is now. All we have is now. I am excited about what we may bring forth today. You better clean up that burly beard if you're going to walk into those fancy halls. I will. When it's time, man, just 20, 30 minutes, I clean up quick. I can do what I got to do, and I can do what I got to do pretty quickly. I'm excited. Jack Pill, blessings to you, Andy, and even to the snafu. Holy geez, man. Let's see how long you can last today. Let's see if we can keep some positivity and some good fellowship going along with us today. The idea, I've got a bunch of ideas that I hope to share and bring out with our time together, and we'll see where the day goes. But in the background is the reminder, love is the answer. It's really what it's about. And this thumbnail today, when we set aside our differences and unite as the body of Christ, we harness the power to transform the world with love and compassion. That's the way it is. And my own perspective here, from my observations and what I've been discovering, as one humbles, humbling the self, humbling yourself, it allows the spirit and the essence of God's love to be strengthened through one's presence. And really what Jesus showed, he showed us all leadership by example. Leadership by example. That's what we're all here to do with one another. I'm confident of that. Because really, when you add the facts together, you put the variables together of how life works, it makes sense. Each of us is just these fabulous, divine reflections of the past, and we're the potentiality of the future, and it's all rolled into one, and none of us stands alone. We are all a part of each other, and a part of the past, and a part of the future, just by mere being here and alive today. Oh, it's glorious. It means we're a part of history. And history, there's no beginning or end to history. It just continues. It started some time ago, and it'll continue until it's done. But to be a part of history, to be a part of today, there's many who are not, right? There's many who haven't made it as long as we're here, right? They've faded away. They've been lost to the essence of being here in the form and the physicality of life that we're living. But being a part of history, being a part of today, means we are a part of the eternal story. Eternity includes today. So be with that. The topic today, sharing the good shit. I could have softened that so I don't have to be so profane, but sharing the good stuff. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say without being crass. Sharing the good stuff. The original thought was this. It really is, there's a simple process. If you think about it, you'll see it. And if you see it, you'll know it. And if you know it, once you know what's right, that's the only choice you can really go with. Yeah, not getting a call. Uh, the feelings, doing good. Do good to feel good. There's rewards to doing good. You get the feelings of goodness. It comes forth from within you. So the more you can do good, the more you can feel good. And the more you can feel good about feeling good, and you can feel good about doing good. And so it's just like this snowball that builds of goodness. And, and the fact is, we live in this realm of duality, right? Light and dark, masculine and feminine, all these different polarities of appearing opposites. Yet it's all just one thing. It's just one experience. It's coming together, the light and the energy and the persistence of time. Back to doing good and feeling good about doing good. If you stop and think about it, in this realm of duality, it's good or evil, good or bad, right? That's where our entire population here in America is all divided about. I'm good, they're bad, I'm good, blah, 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 right? We're all divided. But that which has fallen, it is only that which has fallen that has a choice of good or bad. See, one who is with Christ, and Christ is above it all, right? God's love is above it all. One who is with Christ has no choice, but goodness of truth and love. And truth and love are the goodness that we seek. Truth and love are the goodness that you are until you're not. You are truth. You are love. You are authentic and real and loving and kind and generous and forgiving and all the aspects of love. It is who you are until you are not. And if you are not good and with Christ, well, then you have the choice. You can do the bad. There's consequences, right? There's consequences to doing the good or the bad. But as I started, if you do good, you feel good. That's a consequence of doing good. It's like we've got an internal guidance system that's built within us, the true essence and the true conscience that is with you. I hope this is coming through. I know I speak in abstract thoughts, and a lot of people get confused by what I'm saying until they stop and think about it. And then once you stop and think about it, then I'm sure it'll click. It did for me, at least. Hey, I'm going to add someone here because I've been seeing a lot of support from some folks. And I'm generous with the moderator thing for a number of reasons. It's part of the community, and you can see who's who, and it gives you a few different things. So for anyone who has received the moderator status and you don't want it, just get my attention. I'll take it off of you. It's no big deal. But I've seen some other folks who've been pretty regular, and if I know you, I will. Here, I just saw this. If I know you, I will. I may need to pay attention and see, okay, because I've been burned a number of times by people coming in and taking advantage of me. So take it from them and give to me. See, that's a sign that I should not. Samsonite, thank you. Smash that like, you all, please. I appreciate that. Back to where I was going. I have some ideas regarding vocabulary and language. It's through definitions of words that we kind of get these mental pictures, and the mental pictures help our hearts and our spirit feel more aligned, helps our body tune in to more what is real. So I've got some words, some ideas I'd like to go over, some questions as well that I do hope to discuss at some point. Um, but there's so many things going on. So many things going on. My thoughts today, in line with the thumbnail, the idea of Jesus. I didn't tune in yesterday, and well, let me bring that up as well. The frequency of my live streams, it has clearly reduced for those who have been paying attention. Um, and I'm feeling better about that, to be honest, because it hasn't always been pleasant. I'll be honest. It hasn't always been pleasant, but having time away has allowed me to spend more time in my practice of prayer, meditation, inner reflection, and learning. And I do continue trying to learn. Um, why did I bring that up? It's Monday. I skipped the entire weekend. Last week, I think I did three streams, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, alternating days. And I do intend to have at least one more through the weekend. But this weekend I did not. There was the Super Bowl and the football stuff and the concerts and all the other chaos that's going on in the world. And I didn't compete yesterday. But yesterday also I did tune into church, and I got a little churchy and preachy. And that's kind of where I'm coming from. A lot of my notes are from yesterday. Thoughts of Jesus were in my head. The reminders. How Jesus is not of this world, as he clearly said. He's a source of light sent to the darkness. And we are here in the darkness, but that light that he carries, that light is within you. It's within me. That source of light is God. It's the Father. It's the Holy Spirit of everything, right? So the point is, each of us are experiencing this world. We're all experiencing life as it happens, day by day, year by year, right? Until we're done, at least, we're here. But the material world, it is all temporary. It is all temporary. We are temporary. You're temporary. I'm temporary. Everything we earn, everything we acquire, everything we buy, everything we do, it's all temporary. But what is not temporary are the spiritual rewards. And the spiritual rewards from my clumsy explanation or experience, I really believe that is from the good deeds. It's the memory and the knowing of good deeds, knowing that you were a good servant, right? You were here to be and to be with and to grow with and to nurture and to share love. Love is the spiritual reward. Good deeds are like a symptom of love. And another symptom of love, I believe, is wisdom. I believe wisdom is another spiritual reward. These are the things we want to gather while we're here. And I know there's words in the Bible. Maybe when I drop the link, some of the folks up here, um, maybe when I drop the link, folks who join are welcome to offer support. Insane Wheels, blessings to you, my brother. I admire what you do. For those who haven't checked out Insane Wheels, I encourage you. You're welcome to drop your link, or any other mod is welcome to drop his link. And I encourage folks, check him out too. His path is different than mine, but man, good energy, great energy, and the way he interacts with the chat and the viewers, that's something I can learn from and emulate in better ways. I can do better with that myself. Speaking of leadership by example, every one of us shining the light of who we are authentically, strong with courage and with the qualities, the good qualities of who you are. All of us can become leaders by example, and we really are. Whether we realize it or not, we're leading ourselves through life. And we live in a world where, like I said, we are all in this together. We're all reflections of one another. We see what others do. We see what we see, but I believe that what we see is part of our individual path, and our individual path of what we see is guided by our higher spirit. And our higher spirit will get me to notice you, and maybe you might notice me. And if you can find the good qualities in me, I can find the good qualities in you. And I hope to grow those good qualities in me. Because knowing that we're all reflections of one another, here to learn how to grow and to be better. That's really what life is all about. And along with yesterday's show, I saw some images from the halftime show, and in the background of that, what's his name? The bunny artist, whatever, at the Super Bowl. That sign there, the only thing more powerful than hate is love, baby. If that's not true, I don't know what is. Hey, mirrors reflecting mirrors of mirrors reflecting mirrors. That's beautiful. It really is what it is. If you try to attempt to make change by using peace, and your peace is met with violence, what then? That's a great question. And I would answer that every moment is different. There's many variables involved. It would, in my trying to discern that question, or the answer to that question, if you attempt to make a change by using peace and your peace is met with violence, what then? I would need to know what it is I'm attempting to accomplish. What are my intentions, right? And if the peaceful efforts are met with violence, well, obviously you got to back off and regroup and perhaps try a different approach. Sometimes the messages delivered by one get misunderstood and get rejected, and they get reactions. I've experienced that myself, but then someone else can come in and say the exact same thing, do it the same way, but it's a different energy and it's a different timing, and things work out. That's a tough one for me to answer, really. Hey, that was his name. Thank you. I thought of you with that Bad Bunny message. I appreciate that, man. Hey, Frequency Forge, blessings. Checking out the channel, subscribe. Let's see. Let me get back to some of these ideas. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. And in my interpretations of the Bible and my interpretations of Jesus, he is the Prince of Love, the Prince of Peace. He goes by many names, but that is truly the master teacher for me, the master teacher for us all. He is the perfect example of leadership. The story of Jesus is the perfect example of leadership, and his love is the message, that love, that true love, divine love, unconditional love, love without fear, love despite the reasons, love in spite of oppositions. That love comes with a power. It's the power of God. I came across some wisdom, and I believe the quote was attributed to Rumi. Rumi, as I understand, is another mystic from our past, Sufi, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering accurately. But the wisdom I found is, or the quote was, as long as you believe in God, you remain separate and fear survives. As long as you believe in God, you remain separate and fear survives. And initially, that might not make sense, but the reality is you believe in things that you do not know. So when it comes to you, your relationship to God, your relationship to love, um, your relationship to the truth, belief is just a starting point, but you don't want to end with belief, because belief can prevent you from knowing. As long as you believe in God, you remain separated. So what I want to try and share is a way of seeing, right, through the mind. I believe this is what Jesus was doing too, and not just him. Mankind has had so many spiritual teachers. Just excellence has been offered to us. Wisdom and examples of true divinity have come through. They've shined through in humanity. And there's many examples alive today. Wonderful, incredible human beings, right? I won't diminish what is recorded and what is meant by the example of Jesus, because for me, Jesus is my king. Jesus is the savior of the world. But has this world been saved? Not yet. But I believe that's why you are here. I believe that's why I am here. As Jesus was, you are, I am. As Jesus was, the light sent into the darkness, but the people did not love the light. They loved the darkness. And the same can be said about today. We live in a world where there's some pretty dark times. There's lots of shadows of people's ignorance and people's minds. There's a lot of evil deeds coming to light, you know, the Epstein files and the child trafficking and the wars and the currency manipulations and all of the propaganda. There's all this darkness and evil out there. But I suggest, you know, with the image and the idea of the thumbnail today, I suggest that for those who have come across the name and ways of Jesus, then let's create it to be true. Let's let Jesus be the savior of the world and use our free will, the free will our Father has given us. Our Father in heaven has given us all free will and the example to follow. So let's do it. Let's follow that way, the way of love, the way of sacrifice, the way of doing what is right because it's the right thing to do, not because we have a choice, but because there's no choice. When you know what is right to do, there is no other choice than to do what is right, unless you want to be a coward, unless you want to be a hypocrite, unless you want to be a liar. But hey, you do you. I played those roles. I played the role of a hypocrite. I played the role of a liar. I played the role of a deceiver. I played the role of a manipulator and a womanizer and a gambler and an addict. I gave my power away to so many corrupted things in my past. And I, by the grace of God, I found a way. I found my way to the way of Jesus. And so for me, Jesus is my King, Savior of this world. Let's do it. Let's follow his ways. Let's unite together to become the body of Christ, right? To become more than just ourselves. When we set aside our differences and unite as the body of Christ, we harness the power to transform the world with love and compassion. And isn't that what we all deserve? Don't we deserve more love and compassion in our lives? Don't you deserve more love and compassion? Or maybe you think you've got enough? I don't know. Is there enough? Is there a limit to the amount of love or compassion? I'm sure people can come up with reasons why not, but let's do it. Let's unite together in this lifetime. I believe this is God's plan. To be honest, I really do believe this may be God's plan for us at this time, or in this lifetime at least. We have everything we need. We've got the answers, the evidence, the signs that we see in the news, all the all the news update every day, all that is, everything you learn, it's information of the world that's outside of you and the world that's around you. That's information for you to use. What are you going to do? What do you want to do? What do you want? What does your heart want? Let me, if you'll allow it, I'm trying to plant seeds of thought, right? And if you'll allow these ideas to grow within you, we can unite together and we can make it true. We can reclaim this world, steal this world back from the cruel, from the selfish, right? The BlackRock and Palantir and all the billionaire class, the oligarchy that's taken over the United States and all the other nation states. And we can overcome all of that. Should we choose? I believe God has given us the freedom to choose. And we can choose because we have fallen. We have fallen into the darkness. And so in the darkness here on earth, we have the ability to choose. We can choose good or bad. We can make excuses and say, oh, this one is less evil. Let me support the less evil. You're supporting evil. Is that what you want? It's not what I want. That's part of my dream, Austin. I'm not lying. Yeah, I'd love to overthrow. Not overthrow. I would love to reform. How about that? I would love to communicate reforms and lead the leadership of those organizations into doing greater service towards humanity. Oh man, some only call for Jesus when they're in major need or complication. Then they call on the Almighty. He will still be there for you. Have faith. No matter how far we fall. This is actually a perfect segue. No matter how far we fall, we are able, I believe God will meet us where we are, right? But where we are, we've got to accept where I am is not good enough. But if we invite in God and the higher power and the spirit of love to be with us, we can find it. And through that power, the power of love and God's grace, we can save ourselves from ourselves. But that brings me into the ideas of guilt versus shame. One of the notes I was thinking about recently. There's a difference between guilt, finding guilt in yourself and then being shameful, finding guilt in another and casting shame upon, right? There's a difference and a distinction that's worthy of your thought and your consideration. Because the fact is, we have fallen into this world of darkness, and it's not always easy to know what is the right thing to do, because what may seem right today in a different perspective and from a different time, you can look back at your choices and say, wow, that was not smart, right? But I've had examples of that. I look back at my past and thought I was making good choices, thought I was doing the right thing, but I look back and I was like, oh, you poor ignorant fool. You were guilty. I was guilty of ignorance. I was guilty of making some uninformed choices. I was guilty of jumping to conclusions or making assumptions. I was guilty of doing a lot of things. But one of the greatest things I realized, I had been guilty of carrying shame because I believed myself to be guilty, not having done guilty things, not having committed guilty things, but I believed myself to be guilty. And with the feeling of guilt comes the feeling of shame. And through shame comes this unworthiness, right? And it is our guilt and our shame that keeps us away from the love of God. It's guilt and shame that keeps us away from peaceful, healthy relationships with one another. Guilt and shame is truly what corrupts us. it deprives us of the spiritual rewards. The spiritual rewards are found in like the expression of and the living with the Holy Spirit of gladness and goodness, compassion, patience, right? Those things are the qualities of who we are. But when you're wrapped up in guilt and shame, which is what this world imposes upon us, imposes upon many, the entire society of today, it's corrupted. I'm hearing myself and I am recognizing my failures. I hope that, you know what? Sometimes I admit things that maybe I should just shut up about because maybe I notice things that others might not. I'm hoping that my words are coming through. I'm hoping that these ideas are kind of connecting and making sense, and I'm not just bouncing around too much or speaking too abstract. Some of the other ideas, hey, thank you. Thank you for that, Trexty. Some of the other ideas that I've been personally considering, and doggone it, I forgot to create my banner with my notes today. But when I drop the link, we can figure out how to navigate the topics from there. But some of the other ideas that I was considering and contemplating on myself is the distinction, not just between guilt versus shame, but also the idea of surrender versus give up. You know, in my idea, we find a lot of resistance. I found a lot of resistance in my past. Giving up, that's not something that settles with me because our spirit doesn't want to give up. I mean, our mind, our ego doesn't want to lose or sacrifice. But there is a certain amount of freedom that comes when we surrender. And surrender versus giving up. Golly Jesus, I'm saying these words. There's more examples I could bring up too in comparison. Surrender versus giving up. It brings us a freedom, the freedom to walk away from that which we've given up. But if we think about what we're giving up, then it feels like we're losing. And in the feeling of loss, it creates an emptiness, and that emptiness can actually take over. And then we feel guilt and shame, and we feel inadequate and less than. At least that's been my experience. This surrender is fearlessness. Thank you. I'm going to contemplate on that a little bit more because I think you're right. In my path, what I've experienced in my own personal development, it's been my goal to pay attention, right? To notice the growth and to notice the steps that I changed in my transformation, because my intention for a long time has been to try and help others. Hopefully I can find a way to help you. Hopefully you can find a way to use what you find from me to help you for yourself, right? It's all you. You do you, but if I can help, if I can offer things that are helpful, that's my hope. And so paying attention to the path that I was living in order to find peace within myself. My testimony is what it is. I feel I received a taste of the Holy Spirit some years ago. And then through that taste of the Holy Spirit, I found this just consuming desire to know, to learn. And I set out, I shut off the movies, shut off the entertainment. Cable TV was turned off. And it was just books, lectures, documentaries, and learning. I was just focused on that, trying to grow and to build my knowledge. And what fascinated me most is the mind, right? Psychology, the mind and emotions of humans, because that's who I am. And my mind drove me nuts, and my emotions had been driving me and holding me back from happiness because I didn't know where to look. I didn't know where to turn. I had a mind filled with confusion. I didn't see it. So, anyway, back to the path and the progression that I found. As I found this taste of the Holy Spirit and this feeling of goodness, and I felt this love within me that I just never knew, never knew it before. Not when I was alone, at least. I had tasted love with others, but it wasn't the same. This love was pure. This love was divine. This love came from God. And that's where I knew it as. I knew that that is a sign of God, God's love. Wow. Oh, so that became my new addiction, I guess, the chasing that taste again. And in my own personal testimony, 2018, that was the year of true transformation for me. That's when my life began again. I did die. I died to the ways of my old life completely. And my old life died away from me. That was the year I lost my career and my family, and all this other stuff happened. But in that path, I learned independence. I learned in isolation. I learned and grew in my faith in me, my faith in God. And truly, my faith in me comes from my faith in God. And I define God through what I could know. And what I could know that pointed me to God was the truth. So my faith was in the truth that God had allowed me to receive. And so to have faith in the truth, I had to have faith and trust in me that I was able to discern. Now, as I'm saying this, that had been my downfall in the past. I'd outsmarted myself. I lied to myself. I deceived myself and confused myself. And I proved myself untrustworthy because I lied to myself. And if you're lying to yourself about anything, knock it off. Serious. I don't want to tell you what to do, but look at what you're doing. If you can't trust yourself, and if you're lying to yourself, if you're making excuses for yourself or to yourself, and those excuses could easily be overcome, oh, you'll find the shame, you'll find the guilt, because it cannot last forever. Lies do not last. It's the truth, it's eternal. So back to my point, in my own personal testimony, my path of development, I started learning faith in my trust of truth. And the way I found my trust in truth was I made a commitment to myself. No more excuses. No more excuses. No more secrets. No more lies. And excuses are that. You make an excuse not to try, guess what? You're keeping the results a secret. Like, if you make an excuse not to try something new for yourself, saying, oh, I can't do that, or oh, they'll just say this and they won't do that. If you make an excuse and you talk yourself out of trying, you're creating the results of that potential effort. You're making that a secret, and you're lying to yourself. That's what I had been doing, and I didn't recognize it. And this is why I'm so fixated on no more secrets, no more lies, none for me, and I don't want them in this world, because the world does not prosper when secrets and lies are the norm. Back to my testimony, what I was learning brings it back to surrender. I had to learn how to surrender. This was one of the lessons that became clear to me. I had to surrender my family away. I had to surrender my desire for my family away. I had to surrender my desire for my job, for the security, for the paycheck. I had to surrender those desires away, because since they were out of my reach and there was nothing I could do, I mean, I was doing everything I could, but I kept failing. I never achieved reuniting the pieces of the past. So I got to learn and practice surrender. And so eventually I got pretty good at surrendering the past away, because that makes sense. The past is just a memory. All I am is today, but I'm living for the future. And so I was future focused, and I was very driven and I was focused on creating the future I felt was in my reach. And I'm still that way. However, I had to learn how to surrender that away as well. So the practice I found for myself to develop my own practice of inner peace, it was truly, trying to think, the word is like to build. It was really the foundation of building my inner peace. It was the practice of prayer and meditation. Prayer and meditation with a focus on being present in the now, being one in the presence of love. Be in the presence of love. Know that love is with you in your awareness. That's the key to being here and now. And the idea of being here and now is you surrender the past, you surrender the future. That's how you show faith. You show faith by being with what is. And what is God. God is with you and I in the moment. We are the expression of this moment. We are part of this magical, immense, incredible universe. We are a part of this universe, becoming conscious of the universe. That's what you are and I am. And each of us have these different perceptions and perspectives of this universe, of this timeline. Here. Thank you. In light of recent events with the files and etc., perhaps the people who are so confused by your desire for transparency can see what it is you are passionate about and why. Thank you. The files and the news of the files, the news that's coming to light, the secrets, the things that have been done in darkness, they are so evil. There is so much evil that has been perpetrated and is being perpetrated here and now, today. Today is February 9th, 2026. I saw in the news recently, just in Sudan, a nation I've never been to, right? But just in Sudan, our one nation, I heard there's like 14 million people who have been displaced by conflict. Over 40,000 dead, possibly in recent past, right? There's thousands and thousands of people dying and displaced, and there's so much suffering. And there is there's a crisis of in this world. There is so much darkness and evil that's being perpetrated while you and I are having fun today. Okay, and let's be blessed. Matter of fact, let's bring this into perspective. Since I'm going to talk about the darkness, let's bring it into our reality so that we can recognize our blessing. Feeling good. Being with gratitude. See, this is another idea, gratitude. When you consciously recognize something that you're grateful for in this moment, please recognize and be grateful, genuinely grateful for your safety, for your health. Even if you're hurting, even if you're dealing with illness and you've got your own challenges, whatever it is, recognize there are people who are worse off. And maybe you're at the worst right now. But if you can be grateful and create a mental marker of that gratitude, it prevents love from fading away into the background. I just heard that pointed out recently, and I made a note of that because it made perfect sense. That's exactly what happened with me. in the depths of my alcoholism, when I was so depressed and so unalive. I was walking dead. I felt like it. And I was praying to die. I didn't believe in God, but I was praying that if there was a God, it would let me go, that it would let me be done. And I would consciously drink, praying that that would be the last time, that I wouldn't have to wake up in the morning. Love had faded to the background. There was love all around me. There was so much I could have been grateful for. I could have been filled with joy. I could have been filled with happiness. I could have been filled with life every day. I had my son. I had a job. I had a career. I had a vehicle. I got food in the fridge, and conveniences everywhere. And I was miserable. I couldn't find happiness. It was out of my reach. Why? Because I wasn't looking at what I was grateful for. I was looking at what I was ashamed of, what I was afraid of, what I was worried about. Oh, I wasted so many years doing that, so many years. And so I made a commitment to myself many years ago, 2018. I will never again go to bed. Not one time since then have I gone to bed without being grateful. I'll never take another day of life for granted. I will never go to bed saying, whatever, right? I'm not doing that anymore. I made the commitment to myself, and I'm a stubborn sucker, man. Once I'm committed and devoted to something, if I feel it's right, that's where I'm going to go. So, gratitude, creating a mental marker for yourself in the ideas of NLP, neuro linguistic, natural language processing, whatever you want to call it. One of the ideas in that concept is to create these mental snapshots for yourself, these anchors of goodness, because that's really what our memories of trauma are. They're just these mental anchors that we keep looping back to, and they keep getting our attention to remind us that we're not good enough, or the world's not this, or whatever, right? So if you can replace the unhappy, if you can replace the painful memories with positive memories, which you can, I mean, that's how our minds are created. It's like the science calls it neuroplasticity, right? You can rewire your thought patterns within your head. and it's a gift where it's just evidence that we can change, we can grow. The practice of gratitude, you build a strong enough practice of gratitude. This is something else I am kind of proud of. I feel it's been very beneficial for me to create a healthy practice of gratitude, because when you're grateful, there's not a lot of space for fear. If you're consumed with gratitude and you've got filled with optimism and lots of love and joy and positivity, fear, man, it ain't got no power. It ain't got no place or time for over love. I don't know. I think I've been going along a little ways today, and there's been a lot of chats. I did not pay much attention to you folks in the chat. If there's something you want me to see, please feel free to drop it again. Smash the like or let yourself out, please. Well, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sawyer Stash. Sharing the good shit, sharing the good stuff. Really, the best thing we can share is our authentic care, our authentic love. The best things we can share is the authentic you, because the authentic you, beyond the identity of you, You've got a personality that shines with you. It's every one of us do, right? We're all different, yet we're all the same. We're just fractals of light and consciousness. We're mental beings in this persistent illusion of time. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. We'll see where today may go. For those who wish to join today's discussions, please feel free. I don't know how long I'll run. We may just wrap this up in a few minutes, about the hour, and that would keep it pretty simple and clean. Gratefulness. It is the overflow of a system no longer at war with itself. I love that. I do. And love is the goodest. It is the goodest of the good shit. It has been written. It is in the Bible. God is love. One who does not love does not know God. Here, regarding the idea of Jesus too, I pulled up a couple of ideas, right? The idea of this came from the service I watched yesterday, and I didn't jot down what they referred to, but the reminder that Jesus is, when he walked the world, he was reminding those around him that he was not of the world, right? His divine origin, his heavenly kingdom, he was beyond the limitations of here. My kingdom does not belong to this world. Yeah, you are from below. I am from above. You are of this world. I am not of this world. We are made in the image of him. As he was, we are. For more love, hit that subscribe button or I will do it for you. Thank you, Time Space One. That's an interesting approach. Here. Sorry, I pulled these up and there's a reason I did. I'm trying to remember what it was. The other was the kingdom of God. A spiritual reality that is both here now and coming in the future. The kingdom of God. If you consider, well, here from verses, the importance of seeking God's kingdom and righteousness first. The kingdom is described as being about righteousness, peace, and joy in the Holy Spirit rather than external matters. And being born again is necessary to see the kingdom of God. I've given thought and I've listened to other philosophers and listened to other spiritual devotees, their writings and their perceptions on heaven, on God, on love. And one of the most beautiful definitions I heard of heaven is to be in the beatific presence of the Almighty. And I understood beatific presence to be the joyful, the loving, divine. Let me see if I'm remembering this right. Beatific. There we go. The beatific presence or vision. It is the ultimate, direct, and unmediated face-to-face encounter with God, bringing eternal, perfect happiness and joy to saints and souls in heaven. It's the fulfillment of Christian hope, where God is seen as he is, a direct vision of God. So if you consider heaven to be in that beatific presence of the Almighty, you can recognize there is no place or time that you can be, that I can be, where God will not be. Anywhere you are, anywhere I am, God is. And wherever God is, the fullness of God is. It's not like you or me where we've got limited attention, limited focus, limited reach or grasp or power. We are not like God in that way, but God is with you and me. So if you can allow yourself to mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right, the essence of you, your authentic you, if you can allow you to be in the beatific presence of the Almighty, that kingdom of heaven, it reveals itself to you. Because in that, even if it's just momentary, even if it's just for short periods of experience, it's undeniable. We have a guest, one who comes by time to time. Welcome back, Dick, Freedom Grower. How are you?
Jack, how you doing? How the heck
Feeling
are
good?
you? Cool,
Feeling
man.
blessed.
I wanted to apologize that the last time I saw you, you were in your feelers and got your feathers ruffled and stuff, and I'm sorry about that.
And you remember what provoked it? What prompted it?
Yeah, you asked me what I was there for, and I gave you an honest answer.
Yeah, I remember you playing games and not really bringing much support or respect with you. So I'm hopeful that you're here with a different attitude. I mean, I appreciate you starting the way you did.
Yeah, you bet. So how are things going? One step in front of the other?
Yeah,
Cool, man.
absolutely.
You watch the Super Bowl? Bad Bunny?
No.
Oh, that's big, man. It's a big deal. Everybody's talking about it. I actually didn't watch it. I was wondering what it was all about. I keep hearing Bad Bunny or something. I guess that's what we're supposed to be focused on.
No, actually, here while you're here, I prefer that you, any commentary on the things I've been talking about?
You know, you go back to the now a lot, and that's where our faith is. That's where our peace is. I mean, how do you articulate that in a way where the faith is connected to the now? What is it about the now that you connect with faith? I mean, I think I understand. I have my inclination, but I'm curious to hear your perspective on that because you're tying those two together, that really is the foundation of the faith and the core. So what does that mean to someone when they hear that? Like, how do they digest that in a way that's tangible or practical, or so that they can relate to what you're saying?
I'd suggest they have to practice to experience it for themselves. And maybe I didn't explain it as clearly as I could, but I think to answer your question, the connection between being present in the now and faith. When you surrender the past, you surrender your future, you're present with the now without judgment, without resistance. You find a peace that's beyond, well, you find a peace in the knowing that you are present and here and now. And in that place of peace, then it's easier to find faith in the next step forward. Make sense?
But isn't faith at a certain level an anticipation or some kind of uh, knowing or belief that something is coming, right? That there's a grand plan, or there's divinity behind it.
Well, that would be
So
please go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I just when I think about what faith is, it's very much tied to a thought. And the now seems to be very detached from thought. You know, if you're just present and still in that moment, it's the thoughts that kind of distract you from that and will lure you away into some kind of worry about the future or, you know, dread over the past or something like that.
Yeah, I kind of like this from the chat. Faith is a knowingness without an explanation. Now, one of the things, what you described is a positive aspect of faith, but people have faith in their problems. People have faith, place faith in their excuses. People have faith, but it's typically misplaced. And this was my issue of my past in my days of drinking. I felt I had no faith, which was true because I was filled with worry and doubts and regrets and all this shit that made me feel like crap. But my faith was misplaced because my judgment and discernment was not as clear and accurate as I thought it had been. Here, we got a couple more guests. I'm going to go ahead and bring up a couple of them. Scott, welcome to you. Frank,
Hello, everybody. How are we?
Ironic, though, Jack, that it's also your own judgment and discernment that then determines that you need to reconcile that your previous judgment and discernment was off the mark. So it's like it brings into question, you know, what level of discernment are we at, you know, to where can we really see what's right in front of us? You know, they say we can't see much. It's like, how much can we really make a decision on if we only have 3% of the data?
Yeah.
And then we find we're wrong. Go figure, you know. We're like perpetually wrong, having to self-correct and look at where we can self-analyze and do better and be better. But you never know for sure. So you have to have faith that your intentions, if they're pure, will be divinely directed, you know, because without God, you can do nothing. You'll still fail. You can have all this pie in the sky idea of how you're going to get on the right track, trying to do everything good, right, and true, and you still fucked it up.
Okay.
Isn't it true, though?
So, yeah. Anything can happen. But the key is to be present and to do your best to discern through what you've got, but don't fool yourself into thinking you have all the variables.
Or that your plan is the right plan. God's plan could be a different plan. You know, he could have a whole different storyline for what he wants you to do and what your role is.
Actually, possibly, but that's honestly where part of my prayer has been coming from. I mean, as Jesus said, you know, thy will, not my own. My prayer has been that may my will be your will. You know, allow me to find your will for me. And then you have to practice, and you got to learn how to trust that you are being wise and loving and truthful and kind and considerate. Because if you're not doing those things, you're not serving God. Here,
yeah, true facts. Blessings, Jack. Blessings, Freedom Grower, Scott. Yeah, I was listening to you speak earlier, Jack, and for me, it brought to mind chapter 46 of the Tao Te Ching. And in it, he makes a very simple comparison. At the beginning of the scripture, he says, when the Tao is present in the world, war horses are used in agriculture. And when the Tao is absent from the world, even pregnant mares are taken onto the battlefield. And so it kind of shows this easy distinction between when we're doing things right, and, you know, where human behavior is in harmony with the subtle law or the universal law. And when we're out of order, like obviously things are going in a serious direction of chaos right now. And so, it brought me back to something my dad used to always tell me. He said, if you look for the good in something, you can find a million reasons why it's good. And if you look for the bad or ugly in something, you can also find a million reasons why it's bad. So it's that paradigm shift and that fixation, right? If we're looking towards the good, I think we can find and create more of it. But yeah, really good monologue today, man. It very solid. It was invigorating, I think, to the community here that joined you. And good to see you back, man. Welcome back, beloved.
Hey, thank you, brother. And Dick, I'm gonna rotate you out. I like the aesthetics of 4. And Goblin, you've been waiting a little bit. And Scott, I muted you. There was some noise coming through, but
I think that was mainly your fault for more of the noise coming through. Can't blame me, right?
I was just reflecting on it.
It is what it is. It is what it is. How you doing, Jack?
I'm feeling blessed. Thank you. Hey, welcome to you too, Goblin. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. I was just reflecting on what you and Frank had going on because this is where we're at now, unfortunately, man.
The pregnant mayor's going out to war. Is that where we're at?
Well, this is where we're at if we don't get it figured out. I mean, I got an idea. That's all I can share with you, as well as that's all you can share with me, right?
Yeah.
I think that right now what's going to happen, you hear me, right?
Yeah.
Does your audience hear me?
No, we can't hear you.
It's called the Kalergi plan, and it's called Loxism, and look it up.
Are you giving us homework,
That's
Goblin?
fine. Ban me, that's fine. They know it. Your chat knows it.
Hey, Goblin. Why are you here?
To give us homework.
That's what it sounds.
Yes, and the Bolshevik as well. The Bolshevik Revolution of 1917 and the Balfour Declaration. Ban me.
Hey, why
You know
don't
what?
I think the
I'm not
chapter,
even
one of the
sure.
important things that's I'm sorry, go
Please.
ahead.
No, please, Frank. Go ahead, please.
I was just saying that we need that essential paradigm shift, right? That shift in focus that you're constantly reiterating here for people is that we need to become more heart-centered and seek out to be Christ-like and love our neighbor and stuff like this. And if we genuinely start to do that, we can root out this behavior. Like when folks come in and they're bringing that darkness and static from the world outside, even into your space here, where you're trying to generate love and harmony. And then they're like, well, here's the darkness, I'm bringing it with me. Fuck everything you're doing, Jack, and let me do this thing. It's a reflection of that. You spoke at the beginning of your conversation about somehow we're mirroring each other and mirroring society. And I made a pithy quip about it, but it really is true, like
It is.
it's something we need to consider.
We are reflections. There's so many ways to envision it beyond just the physical and material experience. The world we live in, it has us completely focused on the material, but the material is all temporary. The entire world that we know is temporary. We are temporary. Our thoughts are temporary. Our feelings are temporary. And we get so caught up, especially in the bad thoughts and bad feelings. It's so hard to see beyond those. At least in my experience, I had a lot of trouble with that. I felt like things would never change. I couldn't see change in the future. Scott, please, if you got something.
It's a strange world we live in. The more I find out, the less I know. And when you think these moments are not lasting, that's probably the opposite of what's true. I think the more we kind of assume we know things, I think the further we are from the truth. In other words, although we grew up in a generation where there weren't cameras and we didn't get caught doing a lot of shit versus kids growing up today, I don't know that the Great Beyond doesn't have a Akashic record, if you will, of everything that's going on. I don't know if we can really get away with all that we think we can just because we ignore consequence right now for the short term. There may be a little more to that than we assume. You do wrong, you might face judgment, and I mean that's 80 years here, eternity in in an energy field in another realm.
Well, yeah, and the proof of that recording is that when you take a step back, you realize you're just observing the recording playing out, and then you realize how the idea of privacy in the human mind is a hallucination. So be careful, because God's watching.
Dude, that's
I
true.
think that's why the old priests and stuff and the parliament and wear the hairdress to keep their thoughts from God.
The tinfoil hat.
Yeah. If God can't hear your thoughts, he can't judge you for it, right? So we just need to build metal plates above us and hide underneath all steel. Then you can fornicate. Then you can... No, Jack, no, that's not the way to do it.
No. Okay. Because I trust my definition. My definition, everything comes from God. Even the thoughts. The thoughts we think, we think, they're just thoughts we receive.
Say that three times real fast. The thoughts we think. Say that real quick.
No. But it is. We think we are the thinkers of the thoughts. But the thoughts are just visiting us, right? We don't know where the thought comes from, but since we see it with us, we think it's part of us. And just like the feelings too. We think I am sad. Well, I'm experiencing the energy of sadness, right? I am angry. Well, I'm experiencing the energy of anger. Hey, welcome to you, boy. How are you today?
Dude, you've been having such a challenging conversation with Frank and Scott that I thought I'd join.
Uh-oh.
We need some help. Thanks, Foy.
Yeah.
I don't feel it's been challenging. I actually appreciate this.
Yeah. Likewise.
Thank you. This life we're living, it is a trip. And this, who I am and what I'm doing, I realize how it comes across. I know how I come across. I know how some people perceive me. I've been accused of placing myself on a pedestal, of acting like a guru or trying to tell people what to think. But really, I'm figuring this out, and I found some answers that helped me. And really, I just want to try and help other people because we are all in this together.
But you act like a guru, Jack. Come on. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that,
Thank you.
Boy, he identifies as a guru.
Well,
what's that, Scott? Sorry?
I said he identifies as a guru.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily so, but sometimes you act like a guru and people perceive you as acting like a guru, or people perceive you as a guru and take your advice. I'm here.
Instead of saying he acts like a...
I've been here several times myself. So,
Instead of saying he acts like a guru, might we look at it that he acts as if he's sure of himself?
Yeah.
Hey, Samsonite, thank you. A guru is a Sanskrit-derived term for a knowledgeable teacher, guide, or master who helps remove ignorance and guides disciples towards enlightenment or expertise. I think one of the best things I've heard long ago is we're to become our own guru, right? We learn from others and practice what we can to truly remove our own ignorance and guide ourselves towards enlightenment or expertise.
And
Yes,
the term has been inverted, right? When the Tao is present in the world, right is right, right is right. But when it's absent, then right becomes wrong, up becomes down, black becomes white, and we suffer, right? So we got to correct the course and remove suffering from the world somehow, as best as we can, anyway.
So one of the anecdotes that I heard from one guru, once upon a time, was the one that walked away. And so, because one student of this guru asked the guru, which person learned the best from you? Like, which was your best student? He said, oh, once upon a time, there was a guy who listened to me and then listened to a couple of words that I said, and he walked away straight. He started to make music. Wow, that was such a wise thing to say.
Music, truly Luciferian.
When the Tao is out.
If you're a communist and you live in China, of course you would say that.
We're living at a time where there is, I believe, there is a spiritual revival that is happening. And it's part of mankind awakening to the false reality of what has been conditioned. Truly, the path to enlightenment. I heard this long ago, too. Every one of us, human beings, are enlightened beings. However, the burden and the darkness we carry is of our own design. It's our own karma, our own path. So the path to enlightenment for any of us, it's to remove that which is not. Remove that which is not the light. Remove the darkness from
The
yourself.
obstacles you face are the obstacles you create. You conjure up your own existence. I think that one of the truest things, beyond, physical destruction of your body and not being able to overcome that, but is if you believe in positive things, if you start with positive mental reinforcement, even with a child, you can grow them into a baseball player. But, if you breed negative into that, and if you let negative into your day-to-day life, anything that you're trying to accomplish is going to be, dissuade. So the best that you can do is hope for the best for others, the best for yourself, and a positive mental outlook. And then the meek shall inherit the earth.
I believe we have the chance to experience, witness, and participate in the fulfillment of prophecy. And the prophecy I'm referring to, it's not the rise of the Antichrist. It is the bringing in of the new kingdom, the restoration of wisdom, the restoration of love and righteousness, right? If we bring the qualities of heaven, the ideas of righteousness and love and goodness, we bring that into the norm of the day, we will not be dealing with this nonsense, waiting for arrests, waiting for prosecution of the child traffickers, right, who are being redacted from all the government documents. Sorry, man. This shit pisses me off. In the new kingdom, we will not be waiting on those with wealth or authority to do what is right. Because I said this recently. Where was it? Those who know, what was it? Oh, there's nothing preventing those who know from doing what is right.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, there is, Jack. Their greed, envy, lust, I mean, there's a ton of shit preventing them from doing it.
No, those who know what is right, there's nothing tangible that prevents anyone from doing what is right.
Knowing there's a problem isn't the cure.
But still, I hear what you say, Scott, but no good deed will go unpunished. Right?
I agree with that, but giving people
as much as that sounds like insanity, that's an explanation, to what Jack is saying. I mean,
but you got to think about if that good deed is done in a selfless way or not, right? If you don't expect any return on investment for doing good, then there is no way for that to go punished, right?
Jack just basically said
in and of itself is the thing. It is the result. It's not a means to an end. It's an end in and of itself. The man of goodness does goodness, and thus he is good to all, right? And goodness is propagated. When you're hiding, Scott, if you're hiding secret depravity, you can always do good within yourself. You can always make the choice to do the right thing and do the good thing, right? Like Jack said, there's nothing preventing that. Not from within yourself anyway, right? The world may prevent you from expressing it on a grand scale, but that's not how it works anyways. The collective efforts of many good men doing good things is where the change comes from.
Absolutely. But Jack was saying that knowing is what makes people do things. If they know what's right and what's true, then how could they not do what's right and what's true? And I'm just objectively gonna, I think
because
it's an
object
fail,
and they turn their back on it every day, right? People constantly love tangents and devious byways, and they know that they're doing the wrong thing, but they do it anyway, and they persist in doing
cigarettes, alcohol, hookers, cheating. It's we live in a world of
look at Frank. He's promoting communism.
Cynicism.
While enjoying the hookers and the alcohol. It's a funny thing, dude. It's a very idealistic thing.
Holy cows. Sorry, I got distracted.
No worries. I've been studying Castaneda recently, and he's got a lot of good advice on spiritual conversations. One of the things I pointed out in the chat a moment ago is that spiritual dialogue requires suspending the need to impress, persuade, or be validated. When self-importance drops, perception sharpens. And one thing that touched my heart in your monologue earlier was about living without fear and being true to the self. And I thought, can I go up on Jack's today? It's a big deal. A lot of folks watching. And I felt kind of nervous. I'm like, I'm having a fucking bad hair day, whatever. And I thought, you know what? Forget all about that. Just join Jack in the message of love and living without fear. And don't worry about, if you got your makeup on or your dress looks right, and just go do it. Have fun and enjoy. Because it's been a while. I mean, it's been a hot minute since you've done your regular live streams, and I think everyone's been missing you. I mean, I can speak for myself at least.
I appreciate that, Frank. Yeah, I took a few days off last week, and in the future, I still don't know exactly what the future is going to look like. It's not likely going to be the 7 days a week again, not for a while. Hey, we've got another guest here I want to bring up. Scott, I'm going to drop you for just a moment, just a little bit. Landry, welcome to you. How are you today?
What's up, man? How's it going? How you feeling? How you doing?
Truly feeling blessed. Sharing the good stuff today is the idea and the topic. Wisdom and love, that's what it's about.
Ooh, I love the good stuff. I think Frank does too, right?
We've had some great conversations, man. Frank's bringing the perspectives of the Tao and some other, I don't know what I'd call them, philosophies, perhaps? Wisdom?
Shamanism. Yeah, a little
All
shamanism
right.
from Castaneda.
Yeah.
Some crystal shamanism, some might say. Sorry, shout out to my crystal shaman in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes. We've got wonderful people here. Did you catch the topics we discussed today?
Share the good stuff, the good shit with a dollar sign and an exclamation point.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, was there anything in the build up that touched you in a special way and made you feel like you wanted to
I'm
add
always
to it?
being touched in the special ways by Talcott. I mean, we all know that.
Yeah, that's what makes you,
here. You know what?
person.
Sorry to interrupt you. I do like the view. I like the visual with just 4. But Scott, I'm bringing you back up. You got to
Okay.
feed.
I got a feedback. Hold on.
Yes.
Maybe you can put those non-camming up plebes beneath us all. Just kidding.
Absolutely. There we go. We'll keep it better.
This looks better. This looks way better.
Hey, I talked about a lot of things, and I forgot to do the banner or anything to help remind some of these ideas. But some of the concepts were, along with sharing the good stuff, is the idea and the observation of doing good and the rewards that come from that. Because we live in a realm of cause and effect. Every choice is a cause, and every cause brings an effect. When we do good, we feel good. And when we feel good, we can feel good about feeling good. You can feel good about doing good, and it does snowball. And then the idea of being in a fallen world where in the darkness, we do have the choice between good and bad. But once we actually rise above the good and bad, we can see the wholeness. And one with Christ, the Spirit of God, the love of God, one has no choice but goodness of truth and love. And imagine if this world was filled with people that just knew, right? I have no choice but to be honest and to be kind and to be forgiving and generous and loving. What if the world was filled with that? I think it can become the norm. I really do. Which brings us back to the other topic of leadership by example.
Hey, I love that topic, dude. Ain't nothing worse than a leader who leads by non-example, who sits in the office, go do this, go do that. I'm on my phone.
Wait, guys. Doesn't somebody have to sit around and point?
Only the fat people.
Stop
Yeah,
it. It's not just the fat people, it's
supervisor.
the people with wisdom, too.
Yes, Scott, that's true. Those are called the supervisors, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
supervisors, that's right.
No, supervisors got to go from location to location. Well, I guess they sit down.
Those
and
are
Production managers.
No,
You don't produce shit
no,
without
no,
getting shit
no,
done.
no, that's the wrong word. The supervisors are the ones that point, like, this needs to be done, that needs to be done. Those are the ones in charge. And they
Well, he's
know.
right. I mean, Jack's right. You can create buoyant, uplifting energy with your chi, essentially, or you can suppress and create vectors of negative entropy and just suck the fucking air out of the room, right? You can offer either. You can either offer light or darkness, and you know what you're doing. If you're trying to be sly and clever and slither around like the serpents in the garden,
Like a
or if you're
manager
just
instead of
trying
a
to,
supervisor.
flop your heavenly wings and radiate light. You guys know what you're up to. Everyone can see it.
One of the best motivators for people is ownership. They've noticed in business when they give people a piece of the business, they tend to measure up a little bit better. So, Jack, we all want a piece of this stream from now on.
What does that mean to have to own a piece of the stream?
I don't know what it means. It was unless you can build it up. Are you the build it up guy, Landry?
Sure.
Aren't you to take something and make it better? Well, you
Hell
try.
yeah, I'll be that guy.
You've been trying, right? I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen you try, but it's you trying.
Failing.
No, you do some interesting AI stuff. I've actually seen some of your work, and don't necessarily think it's the greatest or the worst. It's pretty good though. Some of it.
I left my AI hat back in 2025, but thank you
Did
very
you?
much.
Yeah, wind in
I
your
let
sails,
mine
right?
have
You're either the added value guy or you're not.
The world is changing in front of us, and it's all little bugs and quirks and machines.
Hey, this world we live in, leadership versus the boss. I mean, this is something, the patterns of Donald Trump. I mean, he literally epitomizes a boss, and that's corruption. It's the material world. That's not what
That's
it's
kind
not
of
what
the
I.
that's kind of the script that's written on that man, though.
He's actually
He's a
saving the world from pedos.
So, well, no, that's the story, but that story's lacking evidence, man. I
He's
just got what you were saying, Landry.
he's saving the world from Rosie O'Donnell, is what he's doing.
And that's the big question too. That archetype, is it ever going to die out? There's nothing new under the sun. I mean, is there any model that we can get out of escaping the Kingslayer syndrome?
What is the Kingslayer syndrome?
Just a word concoction that I came up with. Like, we have the king, right? And they dominate the nation or the kingdom. And then someone's always out to get them, right? If they're doing a bad job. So it's like, is there any other model that could replace that? There's the triumvirate, of course, which we attempted it with the Republic. But how's that working out?
When you said Kingslayer, it immediately made me think of like Rome when they changed the guard over 80 times or something like that, and like 60 of them were under the knife. You know, son, ruler, cousin, uncle, nephew, just all taking power by the knife.
Here, Goblin got what he wanted. He showed up wanting to get banned, and so yeah, Goblin, you can return another day, bud.
And what I think I mean by that, Landry, to answer your question, is there a way that we can support leadership so that it somehow naturally, organically improves? Because it doesn't seem that we're going to ever be able to escape that model. And even like with Jack's message, it's a form of leadership that we're trying to support because we think somehow it could do a better thing, right?
It is interesting though. Like, I think the concept of leading by accident, you know, where people can be such strong leaders that they just do it naturally. You know what I mean? But that's obviously not going to scope or scale to running a country or world.
What?
Or
They
you
do it
big
in the
league.
moment, right? And isn't this what also comes out in tests? The how do you call this? The outcast become the leaders when there's no rules, right? When there's no rulers, rather. When there's no rulers, the outcast become the leader, you know, naturally.
Or maybe the outcasts are the loudest ones in the room.
Troy, what's that?
Say
I
again?
don't know. You might tend to think that the outcasts sometimes end up being the ones that are most reflective and introspective and actually think things through and, you know, review things that have already happened in their mind and come back with tangible plans, tangible thoughts, tangible outlooks when a lot of other people get chaotic and they misrepresent what they see. They
And
misrepresent
I
what's
think
happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with that in mind, if I may first, Foy, we would all like to know what's going on with Jack. Like, what's the future of the show? What, you know, you've been missing for a few days. A part of getting to know the man, I think, is why a lot of these people are here. You know, it's one of the reasons I'm here. I love the message. I support the ideas, but you know, getting to know Jack's story and figuring out what the future holds for Chats with Jack, it's kind of a big deal, I think. Jack, can you respond to that a little bit or no?
I appreciate that. It's kind of undecided and unclear because I had to evaluate my results. You know, you gotta look at yourself and see, are you on the right path? And I didn't see the signs that gave me confidence. That's why I've reduced the frequency, and I'm looking at some alternative formats still. I'm hoping to bring some guests and have some actual different conversations. But thank you, Frank.
What kind of conversations are you thinking? Like, you thinking baseball, football?
No. There's actually a couple people I've met online or seen online in the YouTube realm. I'm kind of interested in their stories, you know, and actually, if there's people that, Frank, it's been a while since you and I have done something. It seems like we may have a long time ago, but there's people who have fascinating stories. Actually, one of them is Insane Wheels, if he's still around. Mr. Mike Ball. He does regular streams of current news on YouTube, but he's also got a lot of stuff going on outside of the online world that he's taken care of. And that's an interesting story. I've mentioned your buddy Jaron. Jaron has a fascinating story to me. I'd be interested in talking to him about his experience.
I could probably recite it to you verbatim. I've heard it so many times.
Well, it's not so much what happened. I want to know about the inner story, his growth and things he experienced internally. Because that he had to have been challenged, man, to put yourself out there in one direction, you know, and he did. For a long time, he's putting himself out there about the flat earth, and then he's in this public position where he changes his ways. Hey, there he is too. Blessings to you, brother. I'm serious. I am very interested in what you're doing, and you got some cool stuff going on that I'd love to share and promote if we can. So yeah, there's things coming up, and one of my projects is, well, connecting with other people who I've learned from and people who I admire. That's the biggest thing.
You could probably get a guest slot this Thursday on Back It Up if you want to do a. We need some help, man. It's brutal. Nobody disagrees with anything. I mean, nobody wants to come up, right? It's a hard position to put people in, right? And this is what the issue was initially, was this concept of, oh, it's an open panel, but also come back it up. It's like, okay, that doesn't work because people just want to hang out. Above all else, that's why this model, I think, works, because people just want to. They don't want backlash. The only backlash I see is arranged debates. Other than that, it's like spontaneous drama. But,
yes. I actually hoped to catch it. I hope to head over that way last week because I didn't stream this last Thursday. And then I ended up getting phone calls or something happened and I was tied up. But that Back It Up, I was considering trying to bring the claim that we can bring the reforms and end wars in this lifetime.
I need to cue my soundbite. Back it up.
Right? And that's where I was wondering, though, too. What would I use to back it up? Because what I'm suggesting has never been done, not in our lifetime, but on the smaller scale, it can be done. It has been done. On the individual scale, it happens all the time. People change. So why couldn't a nation change?
They can change, Jack. They just don't want to. I think that's the ultimate truth. You have too many people down the middle, you're dividing it. Catch 22. Landry.
Yes, sir.
In the back, I'm putting something for you. Hit me up.
Okay.
This from Trextree. I would love this too. I'd be interested in seeing an angle where people who show up all fired up to share what it is they love and care about. Maybe that could be a good topic for a panel discussion. Inviting people, let's discuss what you love.
Well, what do you love, Jack?
Trump.
Tell us. Give me 5 things. Let me have the top 5 things that Jack Talcott loves.
Frank Monday, Landry, Scott to be Voy, and
I made the list. Thanks, Jack. Okay, cool.
Landry showing a little bit mastery of Taoism there. Good man.
Wait,
3 out of 5 wouldn't be bad, Jack. If you can come up with 3 things that you love. Faith, family, friends is just, spitballing.
I love love. I love wisdom.
That's the most Talcott answer I've ever heard. I love
I
love.
love love. That's clippable.
That's good magic right there.
So
Loves freedom from secrets.
I
Living
love
without
love,
fear, baby.
I love wisdom.
I hate hate.
I hate too. I hate. If there's anything I could hate more than hate, I'd like to hate it.
Music, art, beauty, and practicing kung fu.
Music, art, beautiful.
Beautiful women. I can't forget about the beautiful women.
There's an entire Japanese religion that worships the heart shape that follows woman. If you follow a woman,
The pair?
there's a heart shape.
Yes,
No,
the
heart
women.
shape.
I
Sorry,
took a
the
picture
beach?
of a woman. To see the picture
Inverted
that I have
heart,
is
yeah.
my
Stretch
my name here. Same woman. I put her in a different window. That's a lady laying in a window, but her butt looked like a heart, just perfectly.
Hey, we've got a new
Body,
guest
upside down heart.
here. Please,
There
we've got a new guest, and it's a face I'm not familiar with, but they're cammed up. I'm going to take a chance.
Is it upside down heart?
Queen Natty, welcome to you, the People's Podcast, it says.
Hello.
Your
Great
mic is
mic.
a little soft. Your mic is real soft.
Turn it up, love.
It's all the way up, actually.
Hang on, I know why I got on the wrong setting.
Pardon? I'd love to hear more from you. I'd love to have you introduce yourself, but I'm not
Maybe if
hearing.
you get closer to your mic and scream.
It's about God.
God's on
You're not-
panel, actually.
What's it about?
What is the panel about?
It's all about Jesus, isn't it?
Well, somewhat. It's about
Yes.
God,
It's-
love, consciousness.
Mostly about Jesus. Yes.
Do you think Jesus loves me?
He
You
does.
think-
Jesus is the King, King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
How wouldn't he love me?
Well, consider that you would not be if there was not love for you.
Thank you.
So just the mere present, the fact that you are is evidence that there is a power of love that's here with you and for you. And the fact that you clicked the link and you found your way here, that tells me there's some love there for you. Because I'm feeling pretty confident that God loves us.
Yeah, he does.
I'm not sure what you're saying, though. Your audio is horrible.
I have got laryngitis, so my voice is not very clear.
Okay.
You don't
What?
mind? Yeah.
Do you know sign language?
My voice is that bad, is it?
I thought she said she has got laryngitis,
But did.
yeah, but she did say that.
That's just Landryitis.
So, do you know sign language, Queen Natty? That's okay. Neither do I.
Yeah, Stripe 6 wants to know if you're speaking Creole.
Real
You down from New Orleans way?
She's speaking cursive.
cursive, what's that?
I try to speak many languages. I do. I try.
You're speaking hieroglyphics.
Where are you calling from, dear?
I just
Queen Natty?
looked for an open panel and I was interested.
She's from Open Panel.
Conscience conversations.
What planet?
Sounds
What
like jolly
part of
old
the
England.
planet are you on?
Jolly old England.
What kind of planet am I on?
I said, what part of the planet are you on? Are you in England? Are you in America? Where are you?
England.
Okay. South of Wales?
England.
What part of England?
East Midlands.
Midlands? Nice. How's the weather there right now? It's dark, but is it raining? It's just getting it's early.
Man. That's
It's
funny.
really crappy.
Crappy? There you go.
Cold.
So you've been up all night, or are you just waking up?
No, it's only just after midnight. It's not that late.
Right?
Right. Welcome. You're welcome to be here.
Thank you.
Is there a way to move your microphone closer to you, especially since
Yeah,
you've got
move my laptop closer. Is that better?
it might help. I mean, especially with the throat issues or the voice issues.
Yeah.
Does remind me a little bit like Tommy recently, at least, you know.
You got a message in your backstage.
Yeah, when I'm calling in, Jack, I get out my tin can and a fishing line.
Who's boy?
Pull it close.
Who's boy?
It's one of the guests on this.
On the
Yeah.
panel.
Yep.
Hello.
Well, Natty, so the topic today is sharing the good stuff. And some of the conversations we were talking about is what is the good stuff? And it really is love. You asked the question about Jesus and love. And for myself, the way I interpret Jesus is that is God's love. God's love being embodied in the form that we can recognize, we can understand, we can wrap our minds around. And that love is there within us all. It's the spirit of love, the essence of love, the quality of love. It's who we are. It's who you are, Queen Natty. So you asked if maybe Jesus has love for you or if God has love for you. To me, those two are kind of the same. But the real question is, can you recognize the love that's within you?
Yes.
Then there's your answer, my dear. And as long as you know that there's love within you, it'll always be there.
Thank you.
I'm assuming, though, with that question, you having some struggles? Not to be personal or pry.
We all do, don't we?
That we do, to varying degrees and at different times.
Paul said he had to die daily.
Pardon?
Paul said he had to die daily.
I'm not sure what you're saying dies daily.
Paul, he sinned every day.
Who did? Paul?
Paul.
Okay.
Obviously, he was a man and he was around a load of women. He must have
Real quick,
sinned.
if I may, Landry's taken a call from the intelligentsia, and every time I hear that question, Conan, what is good in life? To crush my enemies, see them driven before me, and hear the lamentations of their women. Yes, this is good.
All right, she's good. She can stay. She's got a phone.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan the Barbarian.
Thank you. I appreciate
My
that.
sunglasses.
All right. I guess.
Have we looked at the People's Podcast? Is that a channel? Can we maybe get some more details from that?
Yeah.
Is that your channel?
No, I'm on there sometimes.
You're on there sometimes?
Yeah, do you know People's Podcast?
I do not.
There's one with 4 subscribers and one with 200.
Okay. Huh.
It's a public platform.
Okay. All right. This kind of well, no offense. It's just things happen and the energy seemed to kind of shift. It seems we've lost the direction we were rolling in.
Yeah,
What can we
Yeah,
do?
and I don't think Landry's given us the full idea of what he thinks is good in life, right? I mean, Doc Holliday mustaches, cowboy hats, hanging out in Tejas. I mean,
no.
Tex-Mex, it's
No
the best
Tejas.
barbecue on earth, right? No.
That timing. Sorry. The best things in life. That's where we left off. Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. I do think good food is up there. It's obviously subjective to many people, but it's good company. You know what I mean? Like good. That's what I've really learned is that a few people I've met this week, or this past couple of weeks, are really, really great. Just they give you that energy, right? And then good leaders, right? People who, and that's not just because of this topic, but people who just you hear them talk and you're like, I wish I could sound like that when I talked. So I don't know. I think people and food are really simple, obvious answers.
And yeah, we should meet over food and enjoy good people. I mean, that's really the human idea of life is you do all those other things just so you can get together and fellowship with people who get it. You know?
Yeah. What there's a Jim Gaffigan joke where he says that going on vacation is just going out to eat in places you've never been. Just like, well, we can go eat something and then we can get something to eat.
Kind of is.
Do you know what my picture is supposed to be a picture of? Have you ever heard of this woman in the
I don't think she's
Bible?
listening to the topic, Jack. I think she needs her first good old backstage.
I'm curious, Natty. Do you live near Donington by chance?
Nope. I don't know.
Donegal.
Pardon?
I'm
sorry.
Backstage, I've only just got here.
You what?
No, I just asked you, do you know who Jael is?
No.
Oh, she was a woman in the Bible who defeated a captain of an army, a tyrant army. She was sent by God, and this captain ran into her tent, and she gave him a drink, which made him sleep. She picked up a tent peg and a hammer, and she smacked it straight through his temple.
That's called a tipple, right? When you give them a slip and take a sip of the rare old Mountain Dew.
Straight through his forehead. You know, the temple. Temple is there, isn't it?
That's the brow. Temple's on the side.
Is it? I didn't know that. Sorry, Frank.
That's right. A&P class.
Hey,
She killed him instantly.
That can happen. I've heard a 5-year-old child could randomly swing, hit you in the temple, and it's game over. It's not a good thing, right?
Well, this was the lady of the Bible, you know.
okay. And I think I'm familiar with that story, Queen Natty. I'm going to drop you back. We've got some other guests in the back.
Okay.
And because you're on, you're welcome to return another time. I appreciate you swinging through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Good
hopefully
day.
yes. Thank you.
You know, that was our anti-cigarette ad from our sponsor. Just be wary of what you get yourself into.
9 out of 10 guys prefer Camels.
Hey,
It's Denizen.
Welcome to you, Dennis.
You're mad already, huh, Landry?
Not mad. I was doing my best impression of your voice.
You seemed visibly upset by my joining the panel.
I guess maybe slightly disappointed by the Tom Hanks still being your profile photo.
Is there some inside baseball there we should know about? You guys need to give us some backstory on this one.
I don't even know if I remember the backstory.
We don't have beef. He seems to be like bored or annoyed by me every time I see him.
Bored.
That's fine. Hey, here, Orthodox guy, welcome to you. I saw you may have raided over. Thank you.
You're welcome. Appreciate you. Doing something nice since I called you the Antichrist. Thought that'd be nice.
Much love.
Yeah, you're not the first one to do that.
Well,
Here's Jack.
It seemed to upset you, Mr. Jack, and I was just joking around with you. So
I know you were, and thank you.
That's good.
And actually, yeah, thank you. You allowed me to join the panel. I came in a bit hot, and you actually maintained it as a gentleman, and I appreciated that.
I try. Some people aren't. Some people have burned past that, but I try. I try to give everybody a chance. And I appreciate you coming with understanding, not being so angry. It would have been fair if you were, because I was using it as an excuse to be like, but such and such. I heard that, and I was just fucking with people. So I appreciate you coming over there. It was awesome. It was a good conversation.
It is, but I am truly dumbfounded by, and like Frank said, you weren't the first. You're definitely not the first to present that idea that Jack is the Antichrist. But the case that's being made against me, oh my God, dude. Because I'm anti-war and I'm promoting peace, that's absurd. It really
Jack,
is.
you have the propensity to draw the comparison to yourself and Christ. So not to kick you or anything, but what people do react to is that in and of itself.
Right. And that's short-sighted, not looking at the facts nor listening to my explanations. So let's see why Jack compares himself to Christ. Could it be the love of God that I have? Could it be that I'm on here 7 days a week talking about my love for God? I mean, that's why I compare myself to him. I feel that I'm following his way. I don't put myself as though I am him or replacing him. I put him on the pedestal above me, and I'm very, very clear about that. So
Jesus had a unique way of bucking the principalities and bucking power, but yet respecting power if they came with authenticity and truth and respect for the people. So he was an interesting character.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's where I first heard the Antichrist rhetoric coming from our buddy Chuck.
Chuck.
Andy, thank you. I consider myself a disciple, a continuing student, and that's all I really claim to be.
That's the best that any of us could hope for.
But so should I be bastardized and put down, mocked, and ridiculed for that?
No, hell no.
No, you shouldn't be, but that is the faith of all the disciples of Christ.
I mean, if you want to be like Jesus, he got a lot of shit.
That is what happens to disciples.
Yeah, Jesus got a lot of shit for being Jesus. So if you want to emulate Jesus, you can expect that the closer you get, the more shit you're going to catch.
And he handled it with thick skin too. So
you're more the plebes rule.
Actually, OG, that one is the spot. This is what I've learned, right? It is easy to love those who show you love, but those who do not, it's an opportunity to grow. And I've been shown my triggers. I brought my triggers to you the other day, Orthodox, right? And I am
Dusty
working
brought
through
his
those.
trigger.
And see that profile picture. And that's the thing, like, in order to be Christ-like, if you're a Christian or you're even just a spiritualist and believe in a higher power, in order to reach that higher being, that higher feeling, right, you have to be able to just let shit roll off your back like water. That's it.
Yeah. But this is the thing. I'm not him. And, I realize I'm not him, and I wish others would recognize. I wish others would just recognize. So many people claim to have learned, right? Just because it happened in the past doesn't mean it has to continue, right? In the past.
I don't necessarily learn. I like to listen. If you get that.
I rarely learn either.
I can't sing, but I like to listen.
Like listening sometimes helps a little bit with the learning. You'll reconsider your own thoughts by listening.
Well, then aren't you learning?
I guess so. I get exactly what you're saying.
It's like, God damn it, I'm going to avoid learning. No matter what it takes, I shall remain obtuse.
Exactly. Most try, right?
I refuse to learn, even if I have to learn how to refuse to learn. You know what I'm saying?
I'll just remain obstinate.
Do you know how foolish that is?
I do. That's why I'm laughing at it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this is why we are here, is to learn. We're here to discover who we are and what God is about. We don't have to. We don't have to learn either. That's the great part of this life. We can spend lifetimes either trying to figure it out or studying and learning, or denying it, just pretending it doesn't matter. And I guess in the end, doesn't matter. Everything here is temporary. Eventually we'll all die anyway, so what's the point?
Fucking well
I'm here
said.
for the bitches. And the loot.
That was well said, Jack. No, well said. But that was a good.
We can't all be here for the same cause, Jack. If you're here to learn, I'll take the bitches and the loot.
I'm Flo's wingman.
We promise to share the bitches. But no.
You can keep Scott. He needs to learn some things.
Damn it.
Oh, Jack. Well said, man. Well said.
I don't want to be left behind. I'm going for the. Oh, well, never mind. Jack.
Well, if you seek out bitches, that's what you'll wind up with is bitches,
moving
right?
back
or if you
to
seek out a suitable, harmonious companion, you might get that too.
Yeah,
moving
but
back.
crazy bitches are awesome.
Yeah.
Why did you cancel Dick's contract earlier? Just out of curiosity.
He was clearly being fake. In my opinion, he was being very fake. The last time he was here, I don't remember exactly what it was, but Dick's been playing games with. That's what he does. Dick plays games online.
People play games with Dick, right?
Next time, give him a little more of a chance, because I do think he's a little more authentic than some. I may be reading him different, or I may be off, but I do think he's a pretty good guy.
Oh, sure, he can be. But for whatever reason, he's chosen to...
He's ribbing you?
Well, he shows up to be disrespectful with me, and it's not something I appreciate.
I didn't listen intently because I was dealing with some other stuff, but I didn't quite hear the disrespect. What did he do that was disrespectful today?
No, today it wasn't. He brought up a false apology. Well, he brought up an acknowledgement that the last time he visited, he wasn't welcomed. And his apology was, I'm sorry that you had problems with me. So he didn't accept any accountability or responsibility. So I see. He's playing his games. I don't need his games. He doesn't entertain me, and I don't need him for what I'm doing.
And you can always tell when someone's being antagonistic. You know, they have a slight edge or sharpness in their voice. It's like, yeah, who needs that?
I mean, he's very sly. Dick is very sly about it. You know, he's not,
Sneaky Dick.
you might not even hear it in his voice, but still, he has this strategy going on. And even though he's a very personable personality, you know, Dick is. I mean, he's a very likable guy. But yeah, he's got this sly how do you say side about him, right?
Yeah, once the camel gets its nose under the tent, right? Just the tip, they always promise.
Tricky Dicky.
Tricky Dicky.
Dig, 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 dig.
Well, the thing is, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it here again, unfortunately.
Too many people?
Possibly.
Well,
It's a lack of purpose. I mean, people have gotten
draw us
so
in, Jack. We're back to the subject matter.
I'm here for the good shit. I showed up late. I don't know what the fuck that is. I
Yeah,
doubt
Dusty.
it's Scott.
If you would chime in on it, right? Jack's asking the question, what's good in life? Like, you remember the question from Conan the Barbarian?
Pretty silent. What's good in life?
Yeah.
My children.
Jack, consciously, what are you
My
thinking?
children.
I would say service to others.
Oh, shit, my children.
Thank you, Denizen. Yeah, what I'm thinking, no offense, Jason, but are you drinking it up again today?
Having a couple
Let's
beers.
see. The day ends in the letter Y, so I'm going to say
tell you the whole
yes.
story. Yeah, I drink every night, but I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. Well, what I'm seeing is an example, right? Kind of a clear example of someone who's just here hanging out, right? And you're not doing anything wrong. I get that.
Okay.
But it's not really in support of what I'm hoping to do or achieve, because the reason I do the live streams and the reason I talk about what I do is I am hoping to share value. And the value I offer is more than just a place to kind of hang out and shoot the breeze, right? Ideally, what I'm hoping to do is find other human beings alive today that resonate with me and what I'm saying, so that we can find ways. Maybe, if anyone's willing, should we want to find a way to end wars and bring reforms, what could we do? I mean, I've been praying to have these conversations, actually strategize with people, so I'm not trying to come up with the answers all myself.
I put music in on that one.
You what?
I put music in on that one. You want to end wars and people to get together? Well, music is a good start.
I'm not connecting the dots. I'm not seeing what you're saying.
I didn't think so.
Do you make music, Jason?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you play?
Keyboard, guitar. I really get my children into it.
I don't want to, Jack.
We're doing a lot of traveling, bagpiping. So,
Jason, my number's in the back. I'm a songwriter. Take my number down, please.
Okay, bro. I will do. Scott?
Beautiful. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that.
That's a good number, but yeah.
And hey, you know what? That's what I'd love to see too, is people trying to help each other. Because if we work together, like our friend from England said, everyone's carrying our problems around, right? Every one of us has problems, but problems get smaller when we work together. Sometimes just connections and the right ideas. You meet the right people, the right ideas.
So, Scott, your number was not backstage, but I dropped mine in. I got nothing to hide.
Fair enough.
Cheers, man. With Jeff.
Who's Jack gonna get first?
He's going after you, I think. I mean, you've got the gun Jesus.
Somebody needs to push the momentum forward. Jack looks like he's
you're
ready
a
to strike.
professional. You can handle it.
I can handle it. That is correct.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of death, unlike you sinners.
No.
That's gonna happen.
And I'm not looking to get anyone. I'm really not. My purpose and my commitment to myself is to lead by example, to be a little better than I've been, to truly work on overcoming my triggers. But I am inviting you all, anyone who's here in the now or in the later, if you tune in later, I'm inviting you, join me. Let's find a way to create a better world, to fulfill the prophecies, to actually make it so Jesus, especially, and I'm speaking specifically to those who identify as Christian, right? Let's make the words true. If we want Jesus to be the savior of the world, let's use our free will to make it happen. We can reclaim this world in his name, in his ways, give all the glory to him for the idea, for the example, for the way, the faith.
Let's do fucked.
You can't have any prophecies without some prophet.
We're too fucked to do that anymore.
So don't you
like a single drop in a pond? It can ripple out and have a ripple effect. What might be that ripple?
That would have worked.
How are we gonna assuage people's fears these days? Right, so with so much hubbub in the mainstream media, what might you say?
If you've been blessed today by making a new business connection, maybe drop a donation for Jack. I haven't, but some,
It's all right. I appreciate the invitation, Dusty. Thank you.
I guess we know who to drop off the panel.
Absolutely. If you made a connection where you got a little something on the side, definitely hit the likes, subscribe.
Frank Monday for stepping all over my toes.
Get it out there.
Anything can help. I mean, and that's the key. Do we want to help one another, or do we want to not help one another?
I'll help anybody that's in need of help for sure.
Hint, hint, hint.
But I don't help fucking e-baggers fucking playing around on goddamn YouTube. You got to get that though, right?
Then we know who to drop.
Yeah, he's actually on kind of thin.
All right, I get it. Very colors, man. I'm here.
But I'm trying. Tell you what. You've said you're here to listen. You said that before, but you don't seem to be listening to me. Maybe you are. Maybe you are. You're just not receptive to what I'm offering. I understand a lot of things, and the patterns that you're showing, my friend.
Right.
There's a better life. There's a better life ahead of you. It involves not the daily drinking. Okay?
Oh, it's all about the drinking. Okay, I get you. You're okay.
Jack, if he's accepting 50% of what you're handing out, is that enough?
Yeah.
What does that nebulous question got to do with anything, Scott?
What my point is we can't always agree on everything.
Up my ass, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then I'll really know your feels.
But his interruptions are actually more of a disturbance than asset.
Well, yeah, keep him muted, and if he talks, then when he's done talking, mute him if you have to. I mean,
all right.
If he doesn't donate money
mute
to
that
eBay, maybe he could donate entertainment and dance or something while he's muted.
Never mind. You missed your opportunity.
No, Scott, I think I get what you're saying, right?
That he should contribute by dancing through interpretive dance.
No. there is an opportunity for me to serve him by him being here. Hopefully things are getting through. And you asked the question, what if he's only receiving 50% or whatever? And that's fine. It's his path. His path is his. My path is mine. And I care about my path. And if people are not here, if you just want to interrupt, that's not for me.
Well, I agree.
That's
You
not
deal
for
with
you.
it until you can't manage anymore. If you can't manage it, that's too much. I get that. But I was noticing, a guy up in the corner is having a few drinks, probably worked all day.
Got
Don't want to
only
call
one
him out for
room for
having a
one
few
backseat
drinks.
driver down here.
Can you shut him up? Thank you. About time.
Go ahead, Scott.
So
please.
just giving him,
Everything you say is stupid.
a little bit of leeway because Dusty's such a cunt. At any rate, Jason's not a bad guy. Dusty is. We all know that.
Blah, blah. Fucking please get back to Jack.
Wow. See, and actually, I've got to recognize the last stream I had, I got frustrated with both of you guys.
Because
Dusty and
Scott was here. You never get frustrated with me unless Scott is here.
I won't say never, but
Or Paul.
no, I get
Or if
frustrated.
we're talking about economics.
Well, yeah, you're frustrating, that's for sure.
But I'm a bit more likable than Scott is.
Never. Not true.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he is.
That's fake
He's
news.
almost all of the time more likable than you.
Well, that sucks.
What was that, OG?
Well, I'm not fat.
But you're
Shit,
ugly.
even
I don't think that's why.
That's not even true anymore.
And you're becoming less likable now as you open your mouth.
Yeah.
But my mic isn't oppressively loud.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, I'm okay with being an unliked tyrant.
It's funny how you can tell that from the quality of someone's voice too. It's interesting, Dusty.
Your
There's something
audio
wrong with all
is
y'all.
kind of rough, Denizen. Something's going on with it.
Is it crackling?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Okay. Perfect. It sounds. I'll take that as a positive sign. Thank you. And I think Orthodox was trying to say something. I missed it.
He probably better not.
I was just praising the conflict between Dennison and Dusty.
Who's the Antichrist now?
Me. You're not Christian, so
There we go.
But I'm the only one praising Jesus in my avatar.
I bitch, I got you. Hold up.
You guys are fascinating.
There we go.
Don't forget, Jack. OG just admitted to being the Antichrist, so don't let him use that one on you the next time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Are you guys actually praising idols like Jesus told you not to?
Here, I
What
have
is
an
your
idol
picture?
for you, boy.
Voy loves that one.
Well, not like that. Yeah.
I can't help but notice the butt plug matches the color scheme of your logo.
Why do you fantasize with man on man sexual activity? Why do you
There goes
I
your
don't know if
mic. God is
Jesus-
smiting you.
He's
What
calling in
happened
on a
here?
trailer park satellite. I don't know if Jesus ever pontificated on idols. I think that was Moses.
I don't remember. Well, we truly, actually, it's my opinion, many of the churches and religions have idolized the name of Jesus, and they've idolized the Bible.
Right.
Why did
And
Jesus look so sketchy in OG's picture just now?
Maybe we should talk about why OG is threatened by my truce with Dusty.
That is an interesting phenomenon. Most people have been cheering it on vigorously, but OG keeps wanting to throw a gear or wrench in the gears.
It does seem that way.
It's weird. Ever since I've known you two, you've been at each other's throats. It's
We
weird.
got along fine before we didn't get along, and now we're getting along fine again. I think.
Well, I don't like change.
He says that though, but day one he blocked me from StreamYard and kicked me.
Did I do that? This is revisionist history right here. Oh, good, Lou's here. I'm stuck in between Lou and Scott. This is like hell.
What's up, Jack? Let's count how long it takes for Lou to mention my intelligence.
I'm just wondering why none of you guys can give Jack any ideas on how to end wars, like even one. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess it could be a crazy idea. I guess. I mean,
I gave it. I said,
I don't want to end wars. I want to invest in Raytheon. In fact, I'm pro-war.
I've got some Honeywell and stock and some.
I've noticed that you are war. Yeah.
Honeywell's doing better than Palantir. Don't buy Palantir. That shit's been nothing good for me.
I'm taking bets now. Does Lou have any ideas, or did he really just come up here to point out how nobody else has ideas like he always does?
And Lou, I think the answer is clear in Jack's message that fear and secrecy cause war, right? So end the secret depravity within yourself and stop fearing to love your neighbor, and then war will just end of its own accord.
What?
I have an idea. I'm just.
Okay.
It just might get me thrown off the panel, but I do have an idea.
Well, if it doesn't violate toss, I think Jack is willing to hear you out.
Okay, well, my idea is that we eliminate every religious text on the planet. We burn every one. We make them so that they cannot ever be found again.
That's retarded. Atheists have killed more people because of communism.
I'm not talking about. I didn't say become atheist. I believe in God.
Okay, Lou's interesting.
I mean, it's an idea.
I don't know that I think that's and you're wearing a cross at the same time.
I disagree with that. He's never interesting. He's just.
Are you Christian, Lou? I thought you were a Catholic or something.
He is.
I was born and raised Catholic, but I'm not a Catholic or a Christian.
Now you're just a prostitute?
Or an atheist. Or agnostic. I wholeheartedly believe there is a God. And
Jack doesn't like that idea, I don't think.
I'm connected.
That makes even less sense. You know, I mean, you can't say all these things.
Why does it make no sense?
And, well, yeah, you can't say all these things in a row and try to make sense.
Well, the reality is, if we stop lying to one another and we actually listen to one another, and if people consciously chose to love the truth, we could. We could overcome all of the divisions between religion, politics, economics. It could all become a thing of the past. We could unite together as one being, right? One body. Matter of fact, it's actually the thumbnail of today. Is the idea.
Okay, so it's what Lubez was trying to say.
When we set aside our differences and unite as the body of Christ, we harness the power to transform the world with love and compassion. And that, I believe, is what the proper interpretation of the scripture is about.
Yeah,
I agree with that, but you can change the word Christ with any other being. You can put Buddha in there.
No,
you can put Jehovah in there.
Not
you
about
can
a
put
being.
Allah in there.
Not about
Holy fuck! What's wrong with you?
Not about
When somebody's talking, you kind of wait till they're finished and then you talk. Are you retarded?
Okay, sorry.
Please, Floyd.
Ironic. Lou Bass doesn't do that.
Right. Well, he's getting better. Lou has been getting better about not interrupting.
The more time he spends around me and Jack and not Paul, the better behaved Lou gets.
Well, he's becoming domesticated.
This is the path of enlightenment. It's actually the unlearning of what we've learned. And Lou, to some degree, I can agree with you, because the messages of the Buddhas, especially, it's the same as the Christ. It is love and compassion. That is the true message of the religions. But I have this. I've come to my own conclusion where I trust that we are on this Jesus timeline, right? We're on the same timeline where the Bible is what it is, where Jesus was, and there's a reason for it. And if you take the words from the Bible and you take what Jesus said, he was there to glorify God, our Father who is in heaven. And so if that was the purpose, that God sent us that creation, that being, so that we could know and to know the glory of our Father, then it would seem appropriate that maybe that's what God wants. I'm not saying Christianity is the be all end all of religions. That's the last thing I'm saying. But I am saying that Jesus is the way. And so why not? Let's give him credit for being the man and the being he was.
There are numerous iterations of Jesus prior to what we understand as Jesus' timeline. There was Horus. There was Horus for the Egyptians. There was one for the Romans. I forget what he was called. One of the gods was a Christ figure where he died and rose in 7 days. He created miracles. All this, the exact same story has been told for thousands and thousands of years. So why do we have to qualify it with a name? Why can't we just take the ideas and incorporate them into the world without the dogma? Because that's where, again, the retard speaks.
Yeah. Jack
Because that's where
that's where
holy. Okay, you go ahead, boy. You go ahead, boy.
Timeline. I fucking love it. Jesus timeline. I love it.
Thank you.
But you're missing the bigger point, I think, Lou, is that it's an archetype, right? Jesus was the way, the truth, and the light. And I think that he came to satisfy a situation that we're now facing, and more people can resonate with that. Like, you know, something like 70% of the world can resonate with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I say the timeline, when I say there's AD, there's BC and AD and BC, right? Before Christ and after Christ, or however the fuck it works. I don't know. I'm retarded. But anyways, the point is that prior, that's like 2,000 years ago, apparently, right? So prior to 2,000 years ago, 4,000, I don't know how many, but X amount of years prior to him, there was Horus. It's the exact same story. So what I'm saying is the idea is what's important, and that it's in all men's hearts.
Lou, did you hear Jack say, hey, Lou?
No, I'm deaf in one ear and I can't hear in the other.
Shut up.
Please. Thank you. Lou, I get what you're saying, and I've considered those things too. But accept it as a fact that perhaps, like in nature, nature duplicates, it repeats, but nothing is ever identical. It's not exactly the same. And so through time, there were these stories and the stories were repeated, but it doesn't change where we are. I mean, from 2,000 years ago, we've got records, and our historical records are pretty good about what has and has not been discovered, what has and has not been changed in the Bible. It's not perfect, but that's the most recent iteration of it. And I believe that this is the reason that he was sent to the world. He was sent out and went out for a reason. If we give all credit to God, that's the important part. And the message is, let's love one another. And let's move beyond the wars, move beyond the exploitation, move beyond the punishment. I mean, that's what God showed us.
I'm for love, Jack. Let's not confuse that fact. I'm definitely for love. But You say that
See,
Jesus is here now. This is the
that's no, you can't
again
say
the
but.
retard
You
fucking
can't
starts
say
yelling
but.
at the
Yeah,
side.
because you said but. Because you said but after that. I'm all for love, but. And after that, I stopped listening to you, dude. Sorry. Sorry
Please,
for
Void.
interrupting, but that's what I had to say there.
Thank you, Void. But please watch the
I'll
interruptions.
shut up now.
When it happens, we can't hear either, really. And
No, I'm
Lou,
just saying that even though. Sorry, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
I get you're for love, okay? But let's not get hung up on the name. And the reality is, what are we going to do? I believe we have the opportunity. I'm convinced. It took me a long time. Ooh, actually, early in the stream, I brought up a quote I had come across. As long as you believe in God, you remain separate and fear survives, right? So the idea is to move beyond a belief in God and to move into a knowing of God. And you can know God when your eyes are open and you can see God. You can see God in yourself. You can see God in each other. You can see God in nature. You can see God in everything. So when we can see God together, the world becomes perfect.
I'm having a little trouble seeing God in Dusty and Lou Bass.
It takes practice.
You're blind. I'm sure that's probably consistent.
And they love God with their heart because they know that God forgives them when they sin, right? But they love the sin somehow more because it's so delicious.
That part.
Who sounds like a demon now? Jesus.
Right?
What do you consider a sin?
When we miss the mark. When we miss the mark, and the mark is, I believe the mark is perfection. We should be aiming at perfection, perfection of truth, perfection of love, to be perfected with love as Jesus was.
But I mean, perfection in common life, in common daily life, is not attainable, right? We can only, it's only a goal.
We strive, but if we don't strive for it, we're never going to find it. If we don't seek it, it's out of our reach. It'll never be experienced.
And at the same
I
time,
mean,
we're made in the image of perfection, right? That's it's our foundation.
That too.
I mean, I don't know about perfection. I don't think I'm capable of being perfect. I think I'm more imperfect than I am perfect, but it's not by my choosing. I think we're all born imperfect in some way, but I mean, we're born perfect and then we become imperfect. I don't know how it works, but
How about
as far as work, go ahead.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but the path I found and the question I asked myself, can you be perfectly honest?
Well, I try. Well,
I mean, perfectly honest.
If Lubas
I
wouldn't
mean, that
interrupt me all the time, I would be honest.
I started talking before you, boy, but you go ahead, boy. You go ahead. You go ahead.
You too.
Floor's yours. Now he shuts up. Holy shit.
These guys fight like a married couple.
It's funny, man. Like, I don't even know this guy, but he's like up my ass for some reason. I must have a nice ass.
Well, consider this, right? The perfect truth, the absolute truth, that is only with God. But if we seek to grow and to know more of the truth, we increase our relationship with that. And each of us is operating at the level of mind, the level of awareness that we've been given. But to be perfectly honest, that is the mark for truth. That would be the path for perfect truth. And then when we're perfectly honest, we can love. We can love without excuse. We can love without reason. that's the path. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I mean, as far as I can tell, God is not supposed to be something tangible, touchable, smellable, seeable. It's supposed to be something that's much bigger, bigger and smaller than that. It's got to be the biggest thing and the smallest thing. So it's not something that we can touch or taste or feel. We can
But you
know
can know it.
that there's
Yeah,
God,
you can know it.
and that's it. Like you can't, you know. We try to. I mean, humans seem to try to anthropomorphize God and turn him into something we can recognize because we don't have the ability, the mental, spiritual capacity to truly understand the nothingness and the everything that is God.
I agree. And I believe that's why we were given the personification of God as Jesus. I mean, he's a symbol of God and a symbol of God's love here that we can personify and we can wrap our minds around. And I love this. God is not separate from you, and it's godliness, not God. God is experienced. Love is experienced. That's just the way it is. And that question, what you're saying, I think I understood what you were saying, Lou. And really, there's the God of the universe, the creative source and power of all things, all space, all time, all knowledge and light, the source of everything. It's beyond definitions, beyond limitations. To me, what helped me understand God is everything. Everything real, everything true comes from God. Everything unreal, untrue comes from somewhere else, most often me, my stupidity or my imagination.
That sounds so humble and yet so wise.
This is what I think. Thank you. I actually think God is so divine. The answers are so perfectly simple, but our egoic mind, the analyzing mind, it rejects the simplicity because it defeats its purpose, I guess. But I actually think this is my talent that I've been grown with, is the ability to understand complex things and find the simple patterns in them. And everybody has that. We can all, in different ways, all of us have these attributes and skills and qualities to varying degrees and in different ways. But I think this is where I've been developed, is I've been blessed with a good mind. And it was tested when I was young. I was I was tested, my IQ and my ability, and there's evidence that says I'm not a dummy. How about that?
And the prodigal son has returned.
Sorry, Jack, I was away from the phone, but if I was here when you said that, I would have immediately kicked in and said there's evidence to show that I am a real dummy.
There's evidence you are a real dummy?
Absolutely.
Well, the same could be said for me as well. I mean, clearly, 2 failed marriages and, the story of my life. Hell, I got fired from the post office. You know how hard it is to get fired from the post office? That's a joke.
That could be.
I was gonna ask, what are you talking about? Isn't that hard?
That could be claimed as an achievement, Jack. I mean, you could look at that both ways.
Was it on your day off?
There's worse connotations with the post office.
Yeah. Well, the idea of getting terminated from a federal job with union representation, man, I helped people save their jobs, and man, they should have been gone. Some of them should have been gone.
Don't forget not getting compensated.
You had
Because
you had like you had like a postmaster quality, or well, not qualities but abilities, Jack. Right.
And don't give up that faith in
Everybody
humanity,
knows
Jack,
that
right?
the postmaster is like one of the most powerful positions to be in, right? And you were there. You were there.
It's doing
And-
goodness for goodness sake, not for
Yeah,
reward.
yeah,
The more
that's what
goodness you do, the more they'll lampoon you, and the crowds will shout, "Crucify him!"
No, I'm talking about the post office. So I mean, you were not the postmaster, but I mean, you were in the position, of letting post through, or losing post, or like, oh, never seen that. It wasn't signed for. No, it was lost.
Hmm.
Kind of thing happens. Kind of thing happens.
Well, that was an interesting experience for me. I never actually grew up with I never used the post office really until I got a job there. I didn't pay any attention to it really. It was never a place I wanted. Anyway, the past has been there's many interesting stories in my past, but my focus is on what do we do from here? And I do believe, guys, if you can allow yourself to accept the possibility that miraculous things are waiting for us through faith, through cooperation, where two or more join together, there's God, and God brings the miracles. And the Sermon on the Mount that Jesus talked of, right? We are children of God. When we choose to become the peacemakers here on earth, we are the children of God, as he was the Son of God. And miracles are our birthright.
I don't know. I just keep going back to the idea that Jesus, or whether he existed or not, in the story, at some point, he says that greater things than I you will do. If that's not saying that we are God, I don't know what is.
There's many lines that point us in that direction. I think it's I have hope, guys. I have hope in what might
You still have hope. Well, I'm with you, Jack, but I mean, I lost a lot of hope too. I mean, I lost most of hope.
That's easy to do. It is easy to lose hope, but it's not worth the cost. There's hope is always available. If we seek hope, we'll find it. We seek answers, we'll find them. We seek problems, we'll find them. And I used to always be on the lookout for problems because I was afraid. My job was to protect and, make sure that everyone was safe. So I was always looking for problems, looking for flaws, looking for dangers. And you don't really get a lot of relaxation or rest when that's all you're focused on.
Yeah.
You're alluding to the idea that you are the creator, Jack. Because I've experienced the same thing in my own personal life. Several years ago, during COVID there, I had reached a point in my life where I was waiting for the end. And today I feel like I'm just at the beginning. And what changed was my perspective of the world and what I wanted and what I was willing to focus on. So I created my new existence, or this parallel existence that I'm experiencing today. I created it myself. I am the creator. You are the creator. We're all the creator. That's why, in my opinion, we don't need these books anymore.
Well, we are the co-creators.
Yes, obviously, of course.
We create the stories and the narratives And those stories and narratives create our limitations and our beliefs, our identities. I wanted this question. There's a national union for the various postal unions, and at the post office, I think there's 4 different unions. But I was the local union president, and I was a shop steward and an elected officer for 14 and a half years. And for about, I think it was about 8.5 years, I was the local president. And I played a whole bunch of different roles in the union and at the Postal Service. So it was an interesting experience. Jason, blessings to you. Help the next one in line.
I mean it.
There's a lot of clout that came riding across on that dollar there.
A lot of clout? What do you mean?
Maybe clout's the wrong word. Help the next one.
Fine.
Well,
$1.
Yeah, help the next one in line.
With what's left over from the abundance.
Not so much from that, but the message. The message is a wonderful one. If we can carry that idea with us through each day, help the next one. Help the next human being you encounter. See if you can find a way to help them out. Or at least,
Yeah, well, it sounds like nothing to flow, right? But the intention is what it's about.
You got that, Dusty?
I think so. Union strong. Would I recommend someone working for the government? Too many variables. Every individual would be different. And I don't know. One Big Pond, blessings to you for the contributions. Credit to Jason. Hey, you know what? And good on you, Jason. You got it started up. Blessings for the leadership, leading by example. Thank you for the contributions.
Well said, well loved.
Hey, and just because I'm seeing us nearing up at another hour, I'm feeling like it might be kind of winding down the Monday night stream. Is there something else going on? Or, OG, you rated over this way, I think. You got anything else coming up? Or
No, sir.
Dusty's probably going.
Man, I haven't even been awake that long. I don't even know, but it's likely.
Well, if you're willing to get something set up and going, I'd be happy to rate over.
Look at you passing the excess off that $1 for. I appreciate the offer, but I'm not ready yet.
All right.
He needs a couple of bowls first.
Pause.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got all the donations going on, and
why would you end right now?
Well,
the money's coming in, Jack. Take it, roll with it.
Maybe stay on for 5 minutes longer, Jack.
Or maybe just go take a shit or something and just leave us here and see if the donations keep rolling in.
That could work too. Ahimsa, blessings. Thank you for the support. Well, there's an option. Apparently, Chucky Boy's got one set up, and I don't have any objection. I'd rate over to him too.
He's got a stream set up.
Uh-oh.
Jack just took a deep ass breath there. The thought.
I'm not spiteful like him.
Love you, Jack.
That was you're right.
You have no fucking idea.
No. And part of it is just being honest with me. And I'm here. There's been false rumors that Jack doesn't want the money or doesn't need the money or whatever, but
who's
that's
responsible for those?
No, that's not true.
I'm responsible for what people see. That is for sure.
Do you think that if you that there's gratitude in being focused towards money more? I don't know. I'm not articulating the question well. Let me try to rephrase. There's something about an anti-money position that also seems ungrateful.
I definitely see that as a reaction. I don't see the lack of gratitude in the position itself, but I definitely see it interpreted that way, especially by people who have money, right?
It could be offensive to those who have money. Certainly. That is very true, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, that's where I was going with it.
Actually, now that I see
it's rolling in. It's rolling in. It's rolling in.
This realization could revolutionize your grift, Jack.
They wouldn't let me write in fucking crack whore. I tried to put in a toothless crack whore BJ, and they wouldn't let me put that word in.
Thank God you're here to clarify.
Lou, you would think they would charge more for a toothless BJ.
Well, listen, what could be better right now for Jack than a
toothless BJ?
Blowjob from a
I've never had a toothless one, but I can tell you that one with braces is not better than one without braces. So I could imagine if you take that logic further, then no teeth would be the bee's knees.
We call that the Black and Decker Pecker Wrecker.
We call that a blessing. I didn't say that a braces BJ wasn't worth it.
I think most likely you're talking about a braces BJ because you've had one, and that's why you got no dick left. Powdered cuppy.
Oh no!
Jeez.
I have had one, but my dick is strong.
Oh, anyone who says their dick is strong has got a weak dick.
Just a little bit sore after that.
Right.
Jack, you're losing control. Jack, Earth to Jack, you're losing control.
Jack, what the hell's going on, man?
I think I'm lost in translation here, guys.
Well, no, you're just lost, boy. Let's be real.
So, getting back to the serious matters, Lubash, you eat any roadkill lately?
All right.
The last one I did was in Florida. Actually, I picked up a deer, and I couldn't take the whole thing because I didn't have a freezer or anything. So I took a couple of shoulders off it, some hams, and we
some hams.
Hams.
I told you, he's not talking about roadkill. He's talking about people.
I was like, deer hands is nasty work.
He said hands. We can all read
language.
You said hands. You didn't say hams.
There's the front quarters and the back quarters. So I took a couple.
Bro, when you mentioned Florida, I knew you was a cannibal.
Why? I don't live in Florida. I live in Canada. I was down there. I was down there helping my son build his house, and I found a deer and we cooked it up. What?
Have you ever run over an alligator when you were down in Florida?
No, but I was fucking looking for one. I really wanted to find one.
Since when have you bought your teeth at Walmart?
Because I'm cheap, right? So I go to places where you go, right?
Since when?
Trexty, send him a dono then.
She has.
Jack, will you stop stepping on my fucking toes while I'm trying to help you learn how to grift? You fight me every step of the way.
I know I am my own worst saboteur.
Yeah, I've known.
I agree. You're
all right. Never mind, Trex. Jack thinks you've done enough. Put it away.
Hey, so I looked at Chuck. Chuck is not. I'm not available to redirect to him. I noticed there are a couple of other options.
That was close, wasn't it?
What do you mean you're not? Hold on. Does he have you blocked or something?
And what are the other options?
It's not live yet. It's still in the countdown, and also he may not have the number of subs required.
Oh,
you
have to turn on the ability to save or to receive redirects.
I'd like to hear about those other options.
Chuck may not know how. You can do a ghetto raid where you post the link in chat.
Yeah, the link was, someone did drop the link, and I'll drop it.
I dropped it.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I get over it.
My
I don't-
brother in Christ, I don't know how more simpler I can. I don't know how more simpler I can.
I don't know about this shit. Just explain it, for fuck's sake.
You have to click the link manually.
Chat. Yeah, post the link in chat, and you have to manually click it from chat.
Oh my god, I have to work?
You gotta click it yourself.
This is why you eat roadkill.
Golly geez. It's
I don't know. It might be the other way around.
This is why you're getting toothless blowjobs.
There's actually a couple of options.
least
that
I'm
I-
getting one. You're not.
Blowjobs because I prefer toothless
Scott
blowjobs.
hasn't had one in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's not the facts.
There are a couple of options that I'm considering okay. The Thorpes are streaming. They've got a number of guests on, it looks like, and they have redirected over to me a few times. And another one who has not really supported me as much, but I still find him entertaining for some reason.
Tommy.
Family management. Yep, Tommy's
I
going
knew it.
too.
I knew it.
If anyone has
Tommy, Jack, you know Tommy's got you wrapped around his finger, right? He knows exactly how to play you, eh? I'm sorry to tell you that, but he does. He knows that if he comes against you in a certain way, and he's found that way, that you will continue to entertain him, bring him on. You'll kick him off a little here and there, but you'll keep entertaining him, and he's bringing you closer and closer into his web. I think he's got you, but Jack.
Who are we talking about?
Tommy.
Tommy, God's silliest Billy.
How do you know that Jack's not doing that to Tommy?
I don't know. Tommy's a little, I don't know. I think Tommy has figured out how to reel Jack
How do you
in.
know Jason's not doing it to all of us?
I don't know who Jason is.
Jason's more of a catch and release kind of guy. But the topic over at Chuck's is going to be on recovery, kind of in the same realm. So,
Yeah.
So
however, for me to redirect, he's got to have it set up in his YouTube.
yeah, and he'd have to start the live too.
No, give me a second. I can go call Chuck and walk him through setting that up if you want. It won't take long.
All right.
What are the Thorpes, Jack? I'd like to get down on Grace's fupa.
That's where I was going to head it. I was going to head it to the Thorpes, actually. But if OG will, I don't care. What Chuck is talking about is recovery from alcoholism, and might be more appropriate, possibly, than what's going on over there. I'm not sure.
I just question whether or not Chuck is a dry drunk. He may not be using alcohol, but he's still drunk.
Hey, and actually, you know what? Orthodox guy, unless there's an objection, as another co-creator, I'm going to go ahead and put you on as a mod here too. Dusty, I noticed, well, you had your mod removed for a reason, but it's been a long time.
Back. All right, hold on.
Jack, OG is cool as shit. He don't like me, but I do listen to what he does. It is pretty cool.
Doesn't Dusty have to send you
I'll
$100 to get his mod back?
You're safe with OG with a mod.
Frank, you should go to Chuck's. You should go to Chuck's recovery thing. I think that you would benefit from it.
I was just curious because don't you have like a list and you got to pay to get off it? What's good for the goose is good.
I do have a list. I do have a list.
That is a great point and idea, but yeah, I put you back, Dusty. No charge.
Well, and he can
Thank you,
afford it
Jack.
too. $100. You ought to send it to him anyway. Just as a
Frank,
thank
why
you.
don't you lead by example? And then Chuck can be your sponsor.
Cheers, Jack.
Cheers, Jack. My goodness. Cheers to you, Jason. You're a fun guy.
It's funny that you even said that, man. That's what's up.
Holy cows, man. Holy cows. Well, here, let me go back.
We're all good people. We're all good people. We all have it. We all have a
Oh,
good
they changed
time.
the wrench to a shield. What's going
Oh
on
shit!
here?
Sorry.
I noticed that. It's a little bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did notice that too. That this was.
Yeah, that's weird. That was like today, right? It's still a wrench in
It had to
StreamYard.
have been today because I did not see that yesterday. It's like, what the fuck?
No, I think it just happened during this stream.
It might have been. It might have been.
No.
The start of the stream seemed like there were wrenches.
I actually noticed it over on Beth's live stream the other night. Whatever day that was. I think it was Saturday.
Maybe like blue check marks, they're rolling it out for select individuals.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Keep making changes, that's for sure. The agents with badges now. That's what StreamYard still shows them as wrenches. But the the image has changed.
Shields.
Soon they'll have the star of Remfam.
Here's some shit. OG, no hate, bro.
I'm hoping.
El Perro says it's been a few days. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It's been a few days. I'm hoping Orthodox guy is working with Chuck because I am ready to start wrapping it up. I think we covered the stuff we need to talk about.
Jack,
I was
before
going to
you
say,
go,
I thought Orthodox guy had a brilliant filibuster by telling you that he was going to do that. Could take all night.
Could be. What were you saying, Lou? What's
I was
up?
going to ask you, just not for any reason or not anything. Just if you get out, do you get out and walk and get into nature at all sometimes, or that's all? Just wondering if you do any of that.
You know, it was a lot easier at my place in Spokane because I could go right out in the backyard and there's nature, and it was, put my feet in the grass very easily. Here in Baltimore, especially since the weather's turned, I haven't been making it out in nature as much. It's gotten pretty damn cold for a while.
Oh, is Baltimore like they get snow and all that? I don't know where Baltimore is, so I'm not sure. Is it like a place that has snow on the ground?
Yeah.
Well, occasionally even that can be interesting. Feeling the cold, feeling the discomfort can give some change to your life and some perspective. That's all. Just reminding you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to hibernate in the winter. He'll be out there rutting in the grass soon enough, right when the weather warms up.
Well, I'd lost sight of nature for so long. I mean, I grew up in the woods, and I was so connected to the woods for so long. And then when I became an adult and got a job, I kind of lost sight of it. But then when I started waking up and I started seeing God in nature, that was one of the first places it showed up again for me, was the reminder of how magnificent this Mother Earth really is. And 2018, from then on, I practiced grounding myself, intentionally connecting with Mother Earth, and maybe becoming kind of a tree hugger. I've hugged a few trees as well. Jason, blessings to you. Thank you again for the contributions, my brother. I appreciate you.
Nothing wrong with hugging a tree, Jack. Trees are the deepest grounding. And if you can get your bare hands onto them, it can really neutralize a lot of the negative ions running through the body. It's actually science.
It does. Yes, there is a lot of science evidence. there's evidence that shows how we are connected. Oh, hey. Well, there we go. Caucasian, is that to receive a redirect or to actually redirect to others? Do you know?
He knows how to do this too.
Well, Caucasian's pretty good.
It's to receive.
Okay.
And
So, all right. So Chuck may not be eligible for the redirect.
I always
Yeah,
want
and you have to start the lie
I
too.
know I can't win.
Yes, it's got to be going live. Well, he was scheduled to begin just a couple of minutes ago. And let's see. He may be. No, Chuck is still not started. He's changed his start time for a few more minutes. But here, I will make sure and drop his link, the title. This is for Chuck. I'm dropping in the link right now for the live stream Talk with Lindsay, looking at alcoholism from a child's viewpoint. That's the stream that, that's the stream that is in the link there. For others, though, I believe I'm going to start wrapping up, and I've got it set now to raid over to the Thorpes. I'm going to return the favor back to them. And so for those who don't want to go there, yeah, you don't have to. But for those who are open to it, there you go.
And I think the $1 million question, Jack, is where are you going to be? You're going to be at the Thorpes? You're going to be on waste management? Are you going to be...
I'm probably going to go decompress and just spend time
Chill,
with me
huh?
for a little bit.
Yeah. You're so
Go hug a
mysterious.
tree, Jack. Go outside and hug a tree.
I should.
Why not?
Hey.
There's got to be a tree around. Got to
I
be at
will.
least one.
There are, but it is bitter cold out still. We've been below freezing for the past week or so, and it's starting to warm up, but not yet. Anyway, Lou, final words from you?
God bless, love, respect, and plenty of toothless bro jobs, and the life world is good. No, I'm just kidding, Jack. Much love, Jack. Much love.
Hey, to you as well. Thank you, Lou. Appreciate you. Orthodox guy, you there? How about you, Jake?
What's up, Jack?
Final words?
Yeah. Let me say this. I was walking through Chuck through it, and his computer updated, so he's not gonna be able to do it in time. It started updating on him. He was like, "Fuck!" But thank you for having me up. I appreciate it. I like talking to you. I look forward to coming around more and hearing more from you. You have a good one, Mr. Jack. Be safe. God bless.
Hey, much love. Appreciate you. Sincerely. Thank you. Jason, final words from you, my friend?
I suck with final words, but thanks for having me up, Jack. It was good to see everybody up here. Love all you guys to death, and I just love listening. I learn a lot coming up here and listening. It helps me. It helps me.
Glad.
Just saying.
I'm glad.
Thank you.
You're a good dude, Jason. Thank you. And thank you for the contributions.
You guys are all great.
And support. Much love. And Frank, you're the winner today. Last one with me.
Yeah, it's good magic.
Thoughts from you?
Blessings, beloved. Thanks for having everybody up. Thanks for doing what you do. Thank you for your service, Jack, and all that you do. And just keep getting it, man. We all love you, and we're glad you're back. So I think a lot can rest easy now, knowing that Jack's back. Blessings.
God bless you, brother. Appreciate that. And brothers and sisters, thank you sincerely to all who checked in, all who tuned in, whether it's live later, to all of you. I do hope, I hope you found some of the good stuff. And the good stuff being the love, being the goodness, being the idea that, and the reminder In the background of the stream, love is the answer and the reminder. When we set our differences and unite together as the body of Christ, we harness the power to transform not just the world, but ourselves. We can transform ourselves with love, with compassion. And I tell you what, you transform you with more love, more compassion. You start becoming the leader by example of that. Oh, the differences and the possibilities that are available to us. I have so much hope, so much faith in greater things to arrive. Brothers and sisters, thank you again. For those who stick around after the credits, it is set to raid. We're going to head over to the Thorpe TV, and share some love if you follow that way. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless. Peace.